Work at the Cracker
What's up, everybody? It's a Nice Guy Indie podcast. You know what we do? It's Wednesday night? Wednesday night. We watch wrestling. We talk to wrestlers. And tonight we have special guest in from the Netflix original series, Wrestlers. It's a big deal, guys. We have Snake Williams Jr. in.
Actually, it's your old pal, Snake Williams Jr.
My old pal, Snake Williams Jr.
That's right.
Like always, I have Superfly Johnny Lee next to me.
What's up?
Show me your belt, Johnny.
I got me a brand new championship.
Who'd you beat for that?
Podcast God.
Who'd you beat
He
for
beat
that?
the internet for that.
He beat
Yes,
the
I
internet.
beat
Yeah, he beat Facebook up a little bit. And next to him, we got Party Man Cam.
Party.
What's up? And then next to him, we have the Wrestling Encyclopedia, Sean Johns, which is performing at Cracker Barrel every Thursday night. He's performing at Cracker Barrel. He does the cashier show over there. So
It's not just on Thursdays.
oh, so like you're doing how many shows a week you're doing over there?
Whatever days I'm booked.
He's doing like 4 or 5 shows a week over there at the Cracker Barrel.
So is he like his pimp? Because you said he was a dancer earlier. And
yeah, he's a
Whoa,
dancer.
sir.
He's a pimp.
I would never work for Sean. I will never work for Sean.
Johnny is a podcast god, and me, I'm just a lonely old host here. So,
No, you're
What's
Silver
up,
Hawk.
everybody? Sean John's back in the house. First time in a long time.
yeah,
And this is the Silver Hawk.
I'm the Silver
Don't
Hawk.
let 'em
They
fool
said.
you.
AJ Kazanza named me that. So is it Kazanza?
Kazana.
Kazana. AJ Kazana named me the
He said
Silver
that
Hawk.
you're his best friend too. He said,
Yeah, he said that.
He said you got like a
You know AJ?
full Silver Hawk going
I've
on.
heard of him.
Yeah, he's a cool guy. He's a real good guy.
He's
I don't know.
also
I don't know if I've ever
WWE.
met him or not. I
Yeah.
may have. I don't know.
He's
I don't know.
he's a
Like I said, I'm
badass
old.
man. He's a
Yeah,
badass
he's
guy.
a big boy too. He's got that long curly brown hair. He wears those cowboy hats. He's a part of Kazana family.
Oh yeah. I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he's they were the NWA USA tag team champions
The United States Tag Team Champions of NWA.
of NWA. He's an NWA guy. So what's up, man? How you been doing?
Oh man, I've been living life.
Been starring in a damn not Netflix show, man. What's up with that?
I don't know if I'm starring.
Oh, you're the star,
I'm in
man.
I mean, you were clearly a star. I saw you.
Our buddy Chris Blade, he's like he's one of our guys. He's a autistic guy, and he has a little scene.
Cameo.
He has a little cameo coming up.
He stole Matt Jones' thunder.
It's like it's like
Porta
episode 3 or something. He's coming out when they had the OVW down at Georgetown at the Country Boy.
Mm-hmm.
We catch him like Matt Jones is talking about the fire. Don't call the fire people or something like that, and he walks off, and then our guy Chris Blade comes out of the porta potty. And it was like the star. This is the star of the wrestlers here, Chris Blade. So it was real funny.
So have you seen all the episodes?
I have.
He has. I've watched up to like episode 4 when you guys were in that, and y'all guys were having like a handicap match against.
So you ain't seen the real star of the show yet, have you?
No.
Yeah.
I haven't watched it all. How many episodes is there?
7.
7. I haven't got to watch it all. I have a other job than this, and then we I have to do I have to run trains and stuff. So
Oh, good God.
I can't remember if it's episode 5 or 6, but one of them you'll see the real star of OVW at the very beginning.
Who's that?
Her name's Gracie.
Okay.
Oh, I love
Hell
me some
yeah.
Gracie. Yeah, Gracie.
I know.
What happens,
Gracie.
Sean? Tell us.
She's a little kid that the show cannot run unless Gracie's there.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Pretty much.
Oh, dude, she's comical. She gives shit to the wrestlers and
Yeah.
argues back and forth with them and stuff. And they catch her doing it on the show and stuff. And it's
Yeah,
funny,
she's
man.
the
It's
true
great.
star.
Every-
Everything I've watched so far, I've been loving, man. I've been I didn't have really much opinion of Matt Jones before I've checked it out, and I've started to like him a little bit more than I did before.
Wow.
I mean, they kind of got him
I
in
only
a good.
say wow because you're the first person that said they watched the show and like him after watching.
Well, I can relate to his suffering about not making money with the wrestling and stuff at the beginning there, and then like trying to figure out how to make money, how to make money. Because I mean, I have had the podcast here for like 3 years, and I can understand like the struggles of trying to keep something like this keep going, and I'm not nowhere near on OVW's level because those guys are, you guys are putting in a lot of work up there and have been for years, but I can understand his struggle by coming into something and
I can understand that too.
Yeah.
And you know what, honestly, I can reserve an opinion about Matt because I do work with him and I know him and I know the stresses that he's under sometimes and I know he doesn't quite handle it exactly. Yeah. But who does? I mean, who handles stressful situations perfectly anyway?
Here in Lexington, he's kind of a big name here in Lexington too. So because they have the Kentucky sports radio show here, and they UK basketball is huge in Lexington. So you guys got Louisville up there. You got
I got to give Matt Jones props though because he came in and he told us about this Netflix show that he had a vision for, and nobody believed him. Yeah. I mean, even when the camera crews came in, we were still doubting. Yeah. Like, are they going to get, are they even going to like this?
And it's cool that y'all did doubt because, like, y'all y'all acted like everybody acted normal, I think. I think it looks so realistic. I don't think if any of it was, like, pre-planned or, like, everything on there looks like it was just happened.
No,
like
it was, man. Yeah. They just followed us around and caught what they caught. Yeah, and put what they thought was best to put on the screen, man, and they made a masterpiece of it.
Yeah, they did.
They sure did.
They did. It's good. Like I said, I've binge watched a little bit of it the other day. We had another. You kind of got booked to the show last minute. We had another guy on, and I was watching a lot of his stuff, and then he canceled on us because he had another
Icon League
date to do, and then you come in, and I'm like, I've been putting off watching this wrestling thing because. I wanted to watch it, but I just put it off because I wanted to like take a whole day and just like binge watch it. And then it kind of like knew you was coming in, so I was like, I binge watched it, but at least 4 episodes of it the other night.
You'll binge watch at least the 5th episode.
You got to do more homework.
I'm going to do more homework, but I'm going to catch up. We're going to catch it up. But Sean Johns, my trusty co-host over here, knows all about it, so we're going to let him talk to you about it a little bit.
No.
So you've seen the episodes he was in, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, I like him.
Don't say nothing bad about him. I'm sure he
I'm
put you
not
through this
saying
damn
nothing
table. Don't say like you better talk good about him. I'm sure he put you right through this table if he wants to.
I don't want to get put through the table.
You can tell me if the easy peasy lemon squeezy got you. I mean, it's fine.
That's right.
I was called out for that.
I'm not gonna lie. I did bust out laughing when you said that. I was like, oh dear God.
So what's your favorite part about being up there working at OVW?
Man, honestly, it's the people.
Yeah,
I love the people. It's a family there. It's awesome, man. It's like when I go in the OVW locker room, especially with the ones that are there every week. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that if I get in the ring with one of these people, they're going to protect me. Yeah. There's no doubt in my mind that they're going to have my back. So, they try to keep it as a close knit family in the back. Because when you have companies that don't do that, that's when you have a lot of animosity and stuff in the back. And I'm not saying that never happens because it does, but I love the people that I work with, man. And that all goes all the way up to Al Snow. I mean, he's awesome to work with, man. He's one of the nicest guys.
He seems like he's really cool, man. He seems like he's got a really good personality. Like he's got that dry like personality, he seems, but like I'm sure he just seems very, very creative to me.
He is very creative. And since I've been there, and I mean, he schools me all the time, and I call myself a vet, but he schools me all the time about wrestling. I mean, he'll tell me about myself and everything all the time.
I'm sure, I'm sure.
He's very, very knowledgeable of wrestling. I mean, he's been there, he's done it. He was
a damn star over there.
He tells us all the time, "I'm trying to teach you from the mistakes I made." Yeah. So you don't make those mistakes.
That's why I love Al Snow.
Yeah. We would love to have him on his podcast at some point, but he's a big star, and I'm sure he's got 100 fucking podcasts wanting him on now. What about like this match you got here against Big Rex? What about Big Rex, man? That dude is huge, ain't he?
Dude, he is. He's a big guy. He's very athletic. Me and Jeb actually had several conversations with him about, becoming more of a monster, and getting away from the Hollywood gimmick and maybe even possibly putting a mask on and doing like a Kane style, not Kane exactly, not Robin Kane,
almost
but
like an Abyss kind of thing.
Yeah. Because I mean, he's just a monster.
He's
dude
huge,
anyways.
dude, and he's great in the ring, and he's not like he's a big guy, but he's not like fat at all. He's just a big dude.
No, he's just big. He's wide and he's solid.
Yeah, he's solid,
and he can move.
Yeah,
and he can dislodge boards more than anyone else.
Yeah.
Oh, he does all the time down there at New South Wrestling.
I don't
like,
doubt it, man.
The boards come up all the time on him.
I don't doubt it at all, man. We was actually scared to take bumps with him in the ring because we thought, man, if we all hit this ring at the same time, it's going to explode.
Oh yeah, because y'all all are big dudes, and like, what's the name is the smallest one?
Adam Swayze.
Adam Swayze's the smallest guy in there.
Oh, he's fun though.
Yeah, Adam's
He
cool.
is fun.
Adam's
Because he's
a
the
cool
one
guy.
you can throw around. You can't throw around Rex like that.
Yeah, he's a good
Exactly.
guy. He's a good guy. Who you impressed with most up there at OVW? Like as far as in the ring, like you say that guy is like the guy.
Honestly, Crixus.
Oh yeah.
Really? I mean, Crixus has all the talent in the world. He's very, very energetic. He's very outgoing. I mean, him and Ryan will go to after parties together, and Ryan will sit there and they'll play guitar and sing together, and their chemistry together is great.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, he's a star, and he exudes star.
I like it.
When you're around him. I think he'll end up making it pretty big one day.
Yeah.
I really do. I mean, he made the first cover of the Wrestlers.
Yeah, I
series.
seen
I mean,
that.
come on, man. It should have been me.
It should have been you.
I'm a lot better looking than he is.
Exactly.
If you're listening, Crixie, I'm a lot better looking than you, and you
We
know
just
it.
had Anthony Presley chime in. He says, Swayze and Rex are awesome talents.
Yeah. What's
They
up,
are.
Anthony?
They are.
But, Crix is also an awesome talent.
Crixus
First
is
time I
good.
saw him.
I've been in the ring several times with him, and every time we've been in there, we've had bangers.
He is a big guy himself, too.
He's-
Man impressed me no matter what.
He's one of my favorite people in the locker room there, for sure.
He's one of those guys that no matter who you put up against him, he always impresses you no matter what.
Yeah, Crixus is good, man, and he's not afraid to go out there and do what he's got to do to make a match outstanding, man. I don't know if y'all seen the four corner poles match that they had with the Fallen Man, but everyone in that match killed it.
Yeah, they did. Because look, you had the Fallen, which has great talent too, but then you had Crixus inside there.
Man, I ain't seen Big Tom in a long time.
I believe it.
He ain't been back to OVW since they had that chain rope match, and the chain broke on him and he hurt his leg.
Dang.
That was a rough bump, actually. Oh, this is our first appearance at IPW when we won the tag championships.
In a cage match.
In a cage match, man. We get asked to come up there to put over their tag team champions. And we said yes. And we go up there and we end up
Stick you in a cage, huh?
We ended up getting stuck in a cage, and we was like, well, if y'all going to stick us in a cage, we're taking them titles off your boys. And we
That's
did.
right. They
They-
should have known.
They couldn't handle us. They were too little.
Yep. And it looked like that was a dry crippy that y'all.
No, I don't remember that guy's name, but it was Eric Draven and his tag team partner.
Oh, Eric Gray.
Yeah, it was Eric Draven. Him and his partner was the tag team champions. Man, they never came back after we beat them. I think we beat them too bad.
Hey, I believe it. You're two big guys, and they were smaller than y'all. This is a great match, too.
This is actually, I think, our first match ever when we came back to OVW.
I love that finisher.
Both barrels.
So, what's it like team with when you were teaming up with Jeb Dye? What was it like?
Jeb's very knowledgeable, man. A lot of people don't know that Jeb was in OVW back when I first started. He was in OVW the whole time. WWE Developmental was there. I think he left during it, but he was the main voice for the Sin, Disciples of Sin. So he was like with Batista and stuff like that. And I mean, he's very knowledgeable. He is. But sometimes he lets his ego get in the way, and that's why we're not a tag team anymore.
Because he chose to let that ego.
Because he thought the hillbilly thing could be bigger than Southern Discomfort, but what he doesn't know is nothing's bigger than Snake Williams Jr.
That's
Exactly.
Right. That's true.
I mean, he let Gerard Kripke get into the group, and Gerard Kripke ain't even half your size.
It's Jared.
It's Jared Kripke.
Jared Kripke.
My bad.
Am I going to have to take you to English class like I did Jeb in the show?
Exactly.
I mean, I've always been taken the English class by Oliver Gunner.
Yeah, man, we discovered Jared Kripke at a. You having a little bit of mic difficulty
I know,
over
right?
there?
What happened, Johnny?
What'd you do, man?
Johnny.
Touched it.
Johnny broke it.
You broke it. You're the one touching
You
it.
better give him a breath mint.
I know, right?
I think he melted the screws off of it.
Nah, my breath is
I'll fix
always
it later.
pristine.
No.
Yes.
Yeah. Johnny's got pretty. I was sitting next to Johnny pretty good. He's got. How many? Cam, do you think he's got good breath?
Surprisingly, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
I
So
don't-
Jared
They
Kripke,
make out a lot, so I was.
What the fuck?
Let me tell you my first. Let me tell you my first meeting with Jared Kripke.
Okay. Yes.
So we're booked
Big Whiskey.
Big Whiskey.
Yep. Big
which we
whiskey.
gave him that name.
Y'all gave him the
Yeah,
name.
we gave him that name. So we was at a show somewhere up in Indiana in a drive-in, and it wasn't Georgetown. It was further out. I don't remember exactly.
Maybe
where it
Paris
was.
or
It might have been. I don't
Olive
know.
Hill, maybe.
But we were doing a show there during COVID, which of course the only people that showed up to the show was our spouses and kids that came with us because nobody was coming out or whatever. But you know, Booker wanted to pay us to come win his tag team titles or whatever and beat people up, and he's like, okay, sure. So the first time I see Jared Kripke, he's walking around the ring in I think it's a purple, either a purple or I don't remember what color, but it's a Teletubby outfit.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh.
he's running around the arena in a Teletubby outfit, messing with the kids and stuff. So I'm like, all right, kid, this kid's cool. So then he goes out and he has a match, and my wife is telling me that during the match, her nephew who had came with us had been eating a hot dog and had thrown it in the garbage. And during Kripke's
he
match, he had gotten body slammed head first in the garbage. And when he come out, he had that hot dog.
It is. He had it in his mouth or his hand.
I was told in his mouth. He says in his hand. I don't know.
Yeah,
I didn't
okay.
see it. I'm just,
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
always three sides to every
Oh
story.
yeah, there's always three stories to every story.
Exactly.
So then, was really impressed with him and another guy on the show. The other guy never did anything, even though we tried to hook him up. So we hooked him up with OVW, and he came. He pressed into OVW, and then they kind of took him under his wing. They love him there. They've been teaching him, trying to slow him down a little bit because he's got that indie mentality of he wants to go 100 miles an hour all the time.
Uh-huh.
He doesn't want to slow
Pop,
down.
pop,
and stuff.
pop,
yeah,
pop.
yeah.
Hey, Taylor.
And he's very, very good. He's very good in the ring. His character work is very good. I mean, there's things that he's done I can't talk about, but people are going to find out soon.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's going to put him on the map.
Oh, we've been a
Just
big
telling
fan of his for a while. We
Exactly.
actually
So
had
we
him
had-
booked a couple times on here, and he, something came up a couple times, so
You
we had to
can't go wrong
reschedule him.
with Big Whiskey.
you. Well, see, he got that name because when we was at the place that had the drive-in that show, we decided that we was going to keep going there because the booker was paying us good.
Yeah.
And so we decided we did this thing with him where we brought him into Southern Discomfort. He turned heel against his tag team partner. We brought him into Southern Discomfort, and he wanted to call himself Little Whiskey.
Little Whiskey.
And I was like, no, man, don't ever call yourself Little.
No,
You're
no.
Big Whiskey. You're
Yeah.
top shelf talent.
Yeah.
I'm the one to come up with that.
The top set. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. That's
and,
cool.
He did a great
he
job.
ran with it, man, and he's made it his thing.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got the flask and everything when he comes out. I mean, he's good, man. He
Oh
knows
yeah,
how to market
he's
himself.
awesome. Yeah, he's awesome.
And he's really good in the ring. He just needs to learn to slow down and take his time a little bit more. It's not all about how many moves you can do, but how many you can make mean something.
Yeah, it's like
Exactly.
it's storytelling, and you get more pops sometimes with less.
That's what we tried telling everyone.
If you notice, anytime I'm in the ring or Jeb's in the ring, we don't do 100 miles an hour
Yeah.
and 100 different spots, falls, whatever you want to call it. I mean, we just go in there and we fight. And the crowd loves us, man. We ain't got to go on the top rope and do a flip off onto our opponent or anything like that. All we got to do is beat them up, and they're happy.
Yeah.
Could
So
you
kind of
make
like we was
anything
talking
look-
about Stan Sierra before. He works a lot like that too. He'll come down. We just had a show with him down at Appalachian Mountain Wrestling down in Jackson.
Yep.
They had a huge show down there, and so AJ Kazanza, is that his name?
AJ
Kazana.
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 There's no Z in the last part
Kazana.
of it.
Okay, AJ
Kazana.
Kazana was down there too. But like Stan's the champion down there, and he comes out and he just works the crowd for probably about
He had them
10 or 15 minutes just like talking about their mamas and this and that, and just like, and he's getting this big like heel stuff because he's like just, and then he comes out there and then they work that match, and then it was just a beautiful, like the way you're saying, it's like you don't have to do all those really big pops to tell a story,
No, it's about the emotion of the match, man, and you got to give the fans time to react to each thing that you're doing in the ring. I mean, if you're throwing 100 punches a minute at somebody's face, I mean, how are the fans supposed to react to that? How are they supposed to
They
look at
gotta-
that,
They got to register what you're doing.
Yeah.
Kind of like Haley that's on the show, Haley Jade. She knows how to like tell a story with her face.
Yes, that's very important.
Yeah, so
You
she's
know,
like
that's-
they concentrated on that in the first couple episodes of her telling a story of her about with her face.
That's one of the things they talk about with Gibson and Morton. That was what they were big at, was telling
Ricky
the story
Morton.
with their face. Yeah,
If it wasn't for facials, he wouldn't have had the career longevity he had.
yeah. I mean,
He-
he made
he
the
would be the-
fans want to help him.
yeah.
He drew the fans in to feel what he was feeling in the middle of the ring.
Exactly.
Not to mention, if I throw a punch at you and I'm throwing bam, 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 it's going to hurt a lot worse if I just draw back and hit you as hard as I can and sitting there trying to hit you just pop, 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 pop,
Yeah,
pop.
Exactly.
It's why would I want to do that if I
you
can
wanna
if
draw
I can knock
back
your
and
Yeah.
slowly
if I can
like,
knock
come
your,
down on
your
somebody.
shit loose, with one punch, why wouldn't I just do that? Why am I going to sit there and continuously pop you in the head, or pop you in the mouth?
Exactly.
It just doesn't make sense, and I don't understand why people do it, but they do it, and
They always do.
I don't understand that either. Like wrestling's changed so much with the independent scene like that, as far as like just pop quick, pop quick, pop quick, and it I guess it works to a little bit, but like why did that get so popular in the way you guys wrestle? Like they just moved away from that. I guess it's just old school stuff or what?
I mean, yeah, I'm not saying that there's no room in wrestling for that kind of wrestling.
No, there is definitely
There's
room for that.
definitely room for that, and
Yeah.
it's over, and the fans love it, and they should do stuff like that. But the whole point of telling the story and slowing things down is not just to entertain the fans; it's also to save time on your body too. I mean,
Yeah.
you can only go in there and do that stuff for so long before your body wears out. And if you're going out there taking 100 bumps a night for an independent company that might be paying you $50 to $100 for the match, maybe, I don't even know if they pay that. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I don't
I
know
only
either.
know what I get paid.
Yeah.
And I don't disclose that, but. Why would you go out there, even if it's $200 or $300? Why would you go out there and do, 100 different spots that's tearing your body up, and waste it on that? I could see if you was
When you
getting
can
paid.
tell the same story
Right.
with less, like we said,
Exactly.
less is more sometimes.
Now if Vince is paying you,
$100,000
to do it, then go
Yeah,
out and do it.
exactly.
But if and a lot of it's because people think that if they don't do that stuff, I think they don't think they'll get discovered.
Yeah.
Or that nobody will want to sign them.
Yeah.
And I don't know, maybe that's true. I mean, I
think
ain't been signed.
I kind of
so-
figured like maybe if you don't do that much stuff and like those big pops, and they know you can, they want to save it for the big shows.
Exactly,
Save
exactly.
that for the big shows.
That's
because,
why I say there's a place for everything. That's
Yeah.
like death matches, hardcore matches, stuff like that. They had a death match at OVW between Maria and her daughter, Hollywood.
Yeah.
And,
I saw that.
and it was a great match, but there was a time and there was a place for it.
Yeah.
It's not every single match of the
no,
show.
you don't want every one of your shows to be a death match. Every one of your matches
gotta
to be a
make
death
sense.
match. Yeah, it's got to make
It's
sense.
got to make sense. There's got to
Yeah.
be a reason for
And it's
it.
got to tell a good story.
Yeah, it's got to make sense when you're doing stuff like that. Like,
And I've got a lot of friends that are deathmatch wrestlers and stuff, and if that's what they like to do, then great, man.
there's
That's just not my cup of
definitely
tea.
That's right.
there's definitely an audience out there for
is.
that.
There's an
yeah.
audience for just about everything you see in the wrestling.
Wrestling
business, honestly.
has wrestling is the only medium with so
But-
many variety.
But
It's like art, man. It's exactly what it is. It's art, and people have different tastes in arts, and they're gonna have different tastes in wrestling because it's all under the same umbrella.
it's
That's
like
right.
it's like a to me I always compare it to like a Broadway play. You're telling a story with actions and emotions and a lot of
But it hurts worse.
facial.
Yes.
Well, yeah, I'm sure it hurts a lot, but like
The funny
it's
thing,
a lot like it though. But with you add the sporting part of it too, and it
Right.
it changes into something totally different. Like
Making people come back for more.
and
yeah.
the funny thing
That's
is
the
that
goal. Not just to make the people come back for more, to make them bring
talking to
more
the mic.
people back with them.
Oh yeah, and buy the merchandise,
And,
and to buy
that's
the
right.
whole thing, and watch the Netflix show. Guys, Wrestlers on Netflix. It's a Netflix original. We have OVW Snake Williams Jr. in here. My good buddy, right? Is that what it's called? My old buddy,
Your old pals.
my old
That's
pal,
right.
my old pal Snake Williams Jr.
That's right.
Yeah.
Your old
and the
pal.
ring is not a trampoline.
Oh no.
No.
Anybody that
Who
says
said the ring was a
A
trampoline?
lot of people try
No, hell no.
it's
We
those
do a
that-
lot of wrestling. We go to a lot
we
of
tear
local
down ourselves.
wrestling shows, and we do a lot of clips. And sometimes we get some negative clips, and then
to. Then
negative.
you got people trying to
people-
say, "All those boards are rubber."
Shoot.
Yeah, and then I just
Dude,
talk about.
I'm gonna tell you
I
right
just talk
now.
about their mamas and
I don't know about their ring, what's underneath their ring, but I'm sure it's probably, and I'm talking about IPW's ring in this clip you're watching. I'm not sure about theirs, but I've put together OVW's ring I don't know how many times, and that thing is steel and wood, and it's got a little tiniest sliver of carpet padding type. It's not even carpet padding; it's like a little foam or something.
Uh-huh.
And then the canvas, and that's it. I mean, you're hitting steel, wood,
yeah,
and the now obviously there's harder parts, around the ring depending on where you hit.
oh yeah.
But I mean, anywhere you hit, it's hard.
It's
And
metal and
it
wood.
knocks if you're not used to it, it'll knock your breath out of you. I mean, it takes a lot of training to be able to do this stuff, and people don't understand that because they think you can just go in the ring and just start doing this, flopping and flipping around and falling and
No,
all that
man,
stuff. And it takes a lot of training to do this.
I got a
Exactly.
chance to be in the ring one time, and like just to get up there and present the belt to a wrestler.
That was
And it was
that
just like
last
it was like just being in the ring and being in front of a audience is like it's very intimidating. It's very different. And even like we got a chance to like climb up on the ropes on the corner like you guys do when y'all are holding up the belts and stuff like that. It's kind of awkward. It's kind of
It
awkward.
is.
Like yeah, it's like
and if you don't have good balance, you don't want to be climbing up there.
you guys make it look easy when it's
I
not. It's not. You know what I'm saying?
You don't see me go up there very much
Yeah.
anymore. Now, when I was younger and I
Yeah.
first started wrestling, I used to actually be able to tightrope walk the top rope all the way from corner to corner.
Oh, okay.
And I used to do a move back in the day where I'd walk to the center, kind of like Kane would do, but or Undertaker. But I would walk to the center of the ring and do the big clothesline off the center of the ring as they was off the center of the rope as they were getting up. I mean, it had to be quick because I couldn't stand there and hold my balance for very long, but
Yeah.
I could get out there quick enough, turn, and jump. Man, I couldn't do that now. If I tried to do that
You
now,
wouldn't
I'd
even- yeah.
probably die.
Like I ain't doing that.
Hell no.
When was that you was doing? Like maybe in your 20s?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, definitely. That was when I
Couple
very
weeks
first
ago.
started. 98.
What's good, Dude
98
Brownie?
is when I first started, and, I
What's-
did a lot more in 98 than
Since
I did.
1998, and this is 2023. What's changed so much, man? Like, did you ever think that you would be on a wrestling documentary, and you're going to be in a movie soon? Like,
Oh. The first harvest, yeah.
yeah, the first harvest. You just tell us about that. You're going to be in a movie. You're on a Netflix series. Like, you just got signed to a talent agency or something like that. Too?
No,
Are you going to?
I'm
Thinking about it?
in talks with, talking to an agency that they were interested in talking to me
Yeah,
again.
yeah.
I,
So we're
I
gonna see
kinda
you in
stood 'em-
movies and
I kind of
everything.
stood them up one time or two times because I had some family stuff going on, and
Yeah.
I was really surprised that they was wanting to they had inquired about.
Well, you
me
gotta
coming back in,
you
so.
gotta look, and then you can talk on the mic. You've got all that experience of like telling stories and talking on mics and like acting. Actually,
honestly, I didn't get comfortable talking on the mic really until I started working with Jeb. To be honest with you, and really the way it worked was I just started feeding off of him. Like he would say stuff and I would crack little jokes at him and stuff, and we started feeding off each other like that, and it kind of helped me figure out my style of the way I wanted to present myself when I talk. Because forever, I mean, I've been in this business a long time, and I never knew how I wanted to be on camera and stuff, and now I kind of have a vision, which according the Snake Williams Jr. gimmick helps me out a lot too. It's not even, I say gimmick, I hate
it's
that
more
word
of you,
because
right?
It's not a gimmick, it's me. It's who I am.
Yeah,
you know,
who you are.
it might not be my exact name, but it is who I am. It's the person I am. I grew up riding bikes, since I was a little kid.
Well, you kind of like take your
motorcycles
personal character and kind of take it to a more extreme, and you don't, you won't say some of the things that your character probably
That's
says.
not true.
And well, you probably
That's not true.
but you'll say it more
I'll
extreme,
still
right?
say it.
That's like how Johnny was. Like Johnny came on the show, and we was super fan Johnny Lee, and we've turned Johnny Lee into like this. He knows what he's doing. He knows how to talk. He can do
I
a
also book the
promo. He books the show. Like he's became like a part of like a big part of the podcast.
Oh wow, you're going way back.
Yeah. So
This was before Snake Williams Jr.
Yep.
Yeah, man.
So what was your character before? Like you just
basically the same thing, just a different name, a little bit different look. I started out back where I came back in 2012. I was doing the biker gimmick. Like I said, I got to break myself from saying the word gimmick because it's not a gimmick. It's who I am in real life. But I started doing the biker thing, and because before when I was in wrestling, I was trying to figure out who I was, and instead of being who I was.
Yeah.
And so I started being who I was and stuff, and it worked for me. It got me over. I was getting over everywhere I was going. I mean, I was the champ here at KDW, and actually you was talking about Stan. Me and Stan were the tag team champs here at KDW together.
Hell yeah.
As the Elite, which is the shirt I'm wearing right there. But, yeah, man, I just I've learned a lot through the years, though, man. It's the people I've worked with and got to do stuff with, My good buddy Vito Andretti, he's a old school OVW guy. He was the one that was booking this show and running this. He was booking it. He didn't own it, but and he brought me in. He had a lot of faith in me because we had worked together and trained together in OVW, and he knew who I was. So he brought me in, and he put a lot of faith in me. Oh God, this was a hell of a match right here.
Yeah. Who's this guy?
That is Flash. Who is this guy? You don't know who Flash Flanagan is?
No,
Oh my God.
He looks young.
Hey,
OVW
gotta
original
forgive
back
him,
then.
man. He wasn't
I'm pretty much the podcast guy. I'm not.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Flash beat the hell out of me in this match. And I beat the hell out of him. I mean,
This a
I
hard.
wish the
bang.
cameraman would have been a little bit better here.
Yeah, that's probably
Probably back
might
when-
be my wife.
Oh
I don't
yeah,
know.
probably you think.
Also,
Maybe.
you can see Scott Diamond on commentary there.
Oh, I
When they
did
come
see
out
Scott
the-
Diamond. Yeah,
Scott
Diamond's-
Diamond was doing commentary for them back then. Yeah.
He's a big friend of this podcast. He's actually had a couple shows where he's hosted this show a few times.
Yeah, Flash, there was at one point in this match, Flash goes to hit me over the head with the kendo stick, and I swear, if I didn't have my baseball bat and blocked his shot, he would have taken my head off. And it was just a reaction to me putting it up right at the last second and him
Those
coming down
kendo sticks hurt, I'm sure.
Oh,
Yeah,
God,
they do.
dude, they
People
do.
don't understand
It's like
it.
getting hit over the back. I don't like getting hit without a shirt or something on because at least then it doesn't pinch you as bad, but God, them things do hurt.
And people don't understand that the weapons are real. They try to say that it's all fake.
You ever took any?
Brother, ain't none of it fake. I'm going to
That's
tell you that
right.
right now. It might be predetermined, but so is UFC and boxing and everything else, and anybody
NBA.
tells you it's not.
That's right.
It's all.
Man, I swear the
for
damn
entertainment.
NBA. I swear the NBA is predetermined. I can't prove it, but I'm pretty sure it is.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised,
I
man.
can't-
There's too many people that's got money invested in that stuff.
Oh
But
yeah,
That's true.
Well, you got the whole owners committee as a committee together. Like they're not teams against each other. They are grouped together. They have a big meeting at the beginning of the year. What's that big meeting for? Who's
Right.
going to be the champ this year? You know,
Yep.
so it's got to be a
And
little
people
bit.
need
I
to
think.
understand that there's realism.
Yeah.
Yeah, this match goes off the rails here in a minute.
Yeah, like just I think
He's a
that
hard hitter.
I think that didn't Al just say that he said that it's predetermined like Mayweather and
Yeah.
he just had a big quote about that. So, yeah, he's got a lot of quotes coming out. That's cool, man.
He does, man.
That's
Al's
good.
a star, dude.
Al's a
star.
badass.
That's awesome, man. I'm glad that OVW is getting a lot of recognition right now.
I've been watching.
Man, I
Al.
tell you what, I've been at OVW, like I said, since right before, back at OVW, because I was at OVW back in like 17 or 16 for a little bit.
Yeah.
But I've been back since Al's been there, because he wasn't there when I was there before. And, I mean, he's put a lot of work into OVW. He really has.
Yeah.
And, you know, he's really brought it a long way. The production, I mean, they had that theatrical match and stuff. I mean, you don't see that stuff on independent shows.
No.
I mean, you only see that, like you said in the documentary, you only see that on WWE, and they did it better.
Yeah, exactly. That's what he
true.
said. Yeah.
Al, I've been watching Al.
Well,
since
did he say they did it better, or did he say they don't do it like us? Because
It's probably like they don't do it like us.
yeah, they don't
probably.
do it like us. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been watching Al since he was Leaf Cassidy.
I remember. I seen Al when he
him
was
at
Leaf
Shino.
Cassidy live at Louisville Gardens.
He was the Avatar. Remember when he came on?
Yeah. Yep.
That was cool too.
And then shortly between Avatar and Leaf Cassidy, he was Shinobi.
I don't remember that.
He was one of the rockers, the new rockers,
Yeah,
right?
that was Leaf Cassidy.
Yeah,
But
okay.
He's
shortly
actually been doing some Leaf Cassidy new rocker stuff with Cal Hero.
Hell yeah.
Dave Hero's son.
Oh, that's cool.
They've been
that's
doing.
cool.
He brought out his old green and black
Oh,
gear
that's
and
cool.
stuff.
Oh, I
man.
love
They've
that.
done a few matches together. I
That
think
is
up in
awesome.
Wisconsin.
Yeah,
We're big fans of the Fame
I've
Pat
been
Kid.
sleeping on OVW a lot. I haven't really. We get so.
Well, he didn't do it on OVW. He does
yeah.
it when he goes up to Wisconsin sometimes.
Oh, okay.
He
He does stand up comedy too. I think is what I've heard.
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
He's a very funny man.
Yeah.
I think he tries to practice this on us all the
Oh,
time.
he does. He practices it on you. Does he make you laugh a
There's
lot?
a lot of mama jokes in the back. I can tell you
Oh, I'm
that.
sure.
And a lot of them involve Aaron Grider's mama.
I follow him on Facebook, and he says the damnedest things sometimes, and I just freaking laugh to
He
myself.
does it on Twitter too.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
he's hilarious. Definitely, he is
You
hilarious,
don't mean
man.
X now, Johnny? It's not Twitter anymore. It's called X.
Yeah.
I
X,
mean, it could be Zeder or Twitter.
Twitter. They didn't say ex owner, like when they say ex owner Elon Musk. I'm like, X. He's the ex owner. Or he's the owner of X.
You know,
Like,
it doesn't actually give him
It
a
just
good
sounds
hype.
funny.
To me, if you take an app that's pretty successful and you put an X on it, it's time to delete it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because
It's like-
now it sounds like it's a triple X porno.
It just.
Well, no, it just sounds like
Twitter
you just
is
mark
weird.
that app out. Yeah, that app ain't
Yeah,
no good.
true.
We'll just mark that out with an X.
Twitter is weird. Twitter is weird. Like, you know, like
It's
they get so many people
accessible.
on there crying, and then you got porn on there all the
Or
time.
you got
and
people
it's like-
arguing.
I don't get on Twitter. I didn't know there was porn on there.
Oh, there's porn on Twitter. That's the only like social
Yeah, I
media
know.
that there's porn
Yeah.
like just like
There's a-
random. Like you'll be reading
There's
something and all of a sudden you
page
got
on Twitter back when I used to have it, where it was rate the BJ and women just giving head.
Wow.
And you rate it like out of 10.
yeah, it's all over Twitter. Like it's the only like social media app that like porn is kind of legal on.
So what did they rate you on there?
yeah,
Oh,
what
I don't-
what'd you get? You get a good score.
I mean, you said they right.
Get a good score there,
I
Sean.
walked into that one.
Yeah.
Okay, fair
That's what
enough.
she said.
I walked
What?
into that one.
I said, let me go download this real quick. Come on.
He's gonna go download it.
It's not on there anymore.
Yeah,
Now I gotta watch you now.
No, you don't.
that's funny.
Man, this was a long match too.
Kyle
How long
Maggard,
ago was
We'll
this?
see y'all
That was back
Saturday,
in that was back around 16, 15, 16, 17, somewhere around in there.
That's a hard hit.
All those dates back then kind of meshed together, you know, because
Yeah.
I came back in 12 and was doing all kinds of different things and everything.
So what we doing? What we seeing Cal at Saturday?
Saturday's Bluegrass Brawl.
Oh, it is
Like
okay. We need to tell everybody about Bluegrass Brawl down
Johnny?
there.
Yeah.
Where's it going to be at, Johnny?
It's going to be at Pikeville, Kentucky, Mullins Elementary School.
All right, Pikeville, Kentucky, Bluegrass Brawl down there. Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, guys, check them out. That's one of our sponsors. So
Also one of our good friends.
one of our good friends. Yeah, we are most of the time. Are y'all going down there? Because I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it.
I don't know.
I mean, if I could have a ride at least, because I would love to actually come with you guys.
Yeah.
Doesn't Noble
John.
John Noble?
Doesn't he go down there to that?
Yep,
Yeah.
he
Yeah,
does.
John Noble was he was one of the trainers.
He's actually teaming up with Kyle Maggard this Saturday.
Oh, is he?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
okay. Yeah,
You
I
know Kyle Maggard?
I know John. I know Kyle.
Yeah.
I
Those
know
those
him.
good guys, man.
You
Kyle
know,
Maggard's a really cool guy.
You know John Noble's guy that he's trained, Marty Clay?
I've heard of him. I don't know if I've met him or not.
He's already been inside business 4 years, and he's already like a star.
Yeah,
He's got like 5 belts, championship belts.
yeah.
He's,
But that don't make you a star.
Yeah, I
That's
know,
right,
but he's
but
still like he's over
It's
so
more
much.
than that, Andy. What
In
to
Hazard,
me,
down in
and-
Hazard and Jackson down there, those guys are they're over big time.
Man,
down
I ain't
there.
gonna lie to you. I've had all kinds of belts in my career,
Yeah,
championships, because I own a lot of belts anyways. But
Yep.
championships, and I've had more fame not being a champion than I've had being a champion. Man,
Yep.
them belts don't make you famous. It's
what
what
makes
you
you a
do
star
with
is the
it.
talent that you have.
That's right.
And that's what Marty Clay has. It's all about the talent that he has. That's John Malone.
Oh, he gets a big pop. He's like loved down there in Hazard, Jackson, and all. They love him.
Man, I ain't gonna lie, dude. I was so excited for this match because I actually, before I started wrestling, I used to go down to OVW in Jeff because I lived there, and I used to go watch. And Flash Flanagan was actually one of my favorite ones to watch down there. So when Vito said he was going to book this match for me to work with Flash, I was very, very excited about it. And I mean, I ain't gonna lie, man. We beat the hell out of each other in this match, man.
It's a hard hitter.
Yeah, we were both hurting after this.
Who else have you got to wrestle that you're just so impressed with? Like you like saw him wrestle before and be like, I don't know if I ever get a match with him, and then end up wrestling those people.
Well, I didn't wrestle him, but I've tag teamed with James Storm before.
Okay,
At WCCW, we took on.
he was OVW champ here a while back.
Yeah, he was there not too long ago.
Yeah.
I think he was the national champion and the OVW champion, if I remember right.
Yeah.
I think he held both belts at one point,
And
or both titles at one
Is
point.
Jack Vaughn y'all's champ now?
I think he's the OVW champion.
Yeah.
I don't think he's the national champion.
Yeah, he's the OVW
And
heavyweight
then is EC3, I think, it's either EC3 or Jesse Goddard's. I don't remember.
EC3 lost his title. He's now NWA heavyweight champion.
Yeah. Well, he was NWA heavyweight champion before that last match.
Oh, yeah, I think that EC3 is still the champion.
EC3's a great guy too, man. He's super nice, man.
Yeah, he seems cool as hell.
Heck, I remember when I first met him was at the Legends baseball.
So you got
park.
the tag with James Storm. Who else have you like? What other names have you?
Been in the ring with, Rob Conway,
Yeah.
Nick Dinsmore, Doug Basham. I mean, I've been in
Yeah.
the ring with almost all the guys that, other than, like Brock Lesnar and all them. I wasn't there when they was there.
Yeah,
But,
yeah.
I've been in the ring with a lot of the guys from OVW that made it. Almost every single one of them, if not every one of them that made it, that was a part of OVW. That was
That's
like OVW Originals.
That's awesome.
I've been on shows with a lot of people. Like I was just on a show not too long ago with the Billington Bulldogs. I believe they're related to Dynamite Kid somehow,
Okay.
and they're from England, huh?
Yeah.
There's nephews, I think.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I was on a show with them and got to meet them. I mean, I've been on shows with Tracy Smothers several times. Yeah, you missed the spot where I blocked his shot with the.
Oh, with the bat.
Yeah.
We're big fans of Tracy Smothers.
Yeah, Tracy's great, man. Rest in peace, brother. But yeah, he was great, man. He was
His
great.
name comes up on this podcast all the time.
Yeah.
Like,
That's because
people-
he's a local legend.
Yeah,
man.
everybody
He's
just
a local
always
legend.
talks about
and
Tracy.
he got it. He always understood the business.
Well, yeah, that's why he made it, man. I mean, back in the day, they looked at him as a big star.
Oh yeah.
I've
And everybody's
been in-
so impressed with him. Like everybody's like they say they've gotten so much knowledge from him that he was so giving as a trainer and as a person to like work with.
Not to mention, me and Jebs also went and did a couple of Impact shows. We did security for a couple of Impact shows, so we got to
Okay, cool.
meet the talent there and stuff, and hang out and stuff there and everything. So that was pretty cool, man.
That's cool.
With hopes that they would see us and be like, "Hey, those are two big son of a bitches. We
Yeah.
might want to get them on the show or something."
Yeah, exactly. Yeah,
It
I
never
mean, they
happened.
should have. I mean, you're an awesome
that's a
star.
good show. Impact's a really good show. I think it's a very underrated. Like as far as being one of the big shows, but it's a great show.
I feel like they missed a chance to book you to be part of the
They
show.
did, yeah.
Hey, anybody that doesn't book Snake Williams Jr. is missing something.
Especially
A
because
couple brain
now,
cells.
Yep, because you're a hard hitter, and they got plenty of hard hitters over in Impact.
Oh, yeah, man. If I hit somebody, I'm going to hit them. They don't call me stiff in the back for nothing.
Now that makes me wish that we gotten to see Snake Williams Jr. in Impact Wrestling. All those great talents.
Never say never, man. It might happen. Who knows?
That's true.
So tell us about this movie you're going to be in.
Oh, the First Harvest. Yeah.
First Harvest, and
So-
you was you're really fond of the guy that put y'all in the movie.
Yeah, we ran into this guy at a wrestling show a few years back. Same show that we met Kripke at and a couple other people. And he ended up contacting us later on down the road and was talking about he was doing this horror film and he wanted us to be in it. And, I'm not going to talk about what we did in it or nothing like that. You'll see, when it comes out.
Yeah.
I believe the date that it's coming out is either October 13th or 14th. I can't remember.
Okay.
off the top of my
Okay.
head.
And where's it going to come out at? Netflix or like somewhere like that, or just
Well, the premiere is going to be at a movie theater in somewhere in Indiana.
Okay.
And we're going to that. I believe he's trying to get it on a streaming service. He's talking to a couple. But he said the week when it first comes out, I think he's going to stream some on YouTube maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
But yeah, but it's a low budget horror film, but I think it's going to be really good because we had to go do some voiceover work for it, and we got to see a little bit of it, and he did a really good job with it. And this guy, he does all these little movie shorts and all these different things. He writes, he produces, he acts, he does all that, and he's always constantly turning these films into film festivals all around the world, and he's always winning all kinds of awards, whether it's his actresses and actors winning Best Actress, Best Actor, Best Supporting Actor. He gets Best Writer, Best Director, Best Producer. He's won a couple of Best Actors.
You know his name?
Paul Allen.
Paul Allen, guys.
Hell
Check
yeah.
out Paul Allen's movies.
Shout
out
out
there.
to Paul.
Is he like executive producer of these movies and writer?
He
and
writes
stuff?
them and everything.
Yeah.
Man. But now he's got a new lady that he's partnered with, and they've started a company together where they're going to be writing together. I can't remember. I should have done my research on this, but I can't remember what they call the name on it.
Yeah, we don't do any research around here. We just make
Yeah.
shit up as we go.
We go with the flow.
But yeah, man,
We
that's
barely
coming
make it
out-
over here.
That's coming out in October, man, and we had a great time doing that movie. It was so fun. And we also we're gonna be I'm personally, I know for a fact, am going to be in the movie that I'm not going to mention what it was called, but the one that they was filming in Louisville recently.
Wow.
Okay.
So a bunch of us got spots in that too. So
Bunch of the wrestlers, or
yeah,
okay. So there's a movie coming out that's filmed in Louisville, and you can't say the name,
I'm not saying.
but
the
you're
name.
in the damn movie.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Hell yeah. That's
Hell
what I'm
yeah.
talking about. You're a star,
A movie damn
brother.
star. We got a movie star in here.
If
Netflix star.
you blink, you might miss me, but
Okay.
I'm in the movie.
Yeah.
I think you might have a long
We were-
road. They're just telling you that's going to be a blink movie.
We were at some of the shows, the OVW shows, and actually Matt had talked to
Yeah, he talked to
Johnny and him about like actually them being on camera, and then they never got on there, and then Chris Blake gets a
Yeah, Chris Blake
gets
got
a little
to be on.
cameo coming out of the shitter at the. It was so
The
funny.
funny
man.
thing is that
He's just kinda like-
when he appears, he's like looks over where they're at because he sees the camera crew and he
You know,
walks on.
now I know why you Snapchatted me at late at night for some reason. I don't know.
Did you not look at that?
No, I looked at because I'm like, okay, it's Chris, and what about him?
Yeah.
And then when you tell me where he's at, I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
okay.
he's in the Wrestlers movie. The
And
Netflix
I still need to check that out because my Netflix is down right now.
Yeah.
Well, pay your bill.
Yeah, I
Won't be
know.
down.
Pay your damn
pay your
bill.
bill.
Yeah.
Well, if I didn't go through the situation I was in, I would be able to.
That's why you don't let women mess with you.
You know
That's
what? You
right.
just stay back there, and be beautiful.
Always keep it on.
Okay.
Yeah.
But look,
Lennox is actually one of my favorite opponents too that I've been in the ring with. Lennox is a great opponent, great guy. I like Lennox a lot.
Yeah.
and that's the old WCCW
Yep,
building.
that's
Oh,
the
it
old
is, ain't it?
WCC. That's the New South building right now.
Yeah, I see that.
And look, there's security guard Tommy right there.
So how did they have the ring like sitting in the middle of the?
Yes.
It's where the New South keeps it.
No, it ain't either.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, it is. It was right in the
You
middle.
see that big pole?
So
Yep, it's the
they
same
had
thing,
a
but
stage
same
built in
thing.
the background
Uh-huh.
and a ramp that went straight to the ring.
Oh, okay. So there's this the
And the
ramp.
ring was in the middle, and then
Okay,
they had
and
chairs
the
just
pole.
around the three sides, and they had a little bit of chairs up here next to the ramp.
Okay, so kind of the same way, I guess.
It's the same position, Andy.
Yeah.
That pole right there, you see it?
Well,
That's
that-
the pole that we always
That
see.
window over there wasn't over there, was it?
Yeah, it's
There's
over there.
There's a big.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, obviously, New South has redecorated the whole place.
Oh yeah,
It
they
don't look
redid the
same.
whole thing. Like he redone the whole
Yeah,
thing.
they removed that window. That's over
We
there.
helped set the ring up. And
Got
we
really good
relocated
lighting
that
up
from-
there and everything now.
Yeah,
Like it's a
plus
really
one
great
more.
place to go wrestle. It really, and even to watch a show, it's awesome.
What are some of your favorite road stories?
My
Yeah,
favorite
you
roads
can tell.
that I can tell.
Oh yeah, you can tell anything here. We won't tell nobody. Nobody's
Right.
even watching this damn
All
show.
right.
Yes, they are.
Some of my, I mean, I've been telling some of my favorite road stories, like when we met Kripke and stuff. I mean, that's one of the ones I chuckle about. God, man, I got so many damn times that we've been on the road and done stupid shit.
Yeah, stupid shits are fun. That's
It
our
really
favorite.
is. It's the
We
favorite.
love to listen to
pastime.
stupid shit.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a good road story that I can actually tell.
Did y'all ever start any riots or anything? Like Scott Diamond likes to come in and says he started a bunch of riots in places.
Oh,
Yeah.
you know, actually, I used to work when I first came back in 2012. I worked for Supreme,
Uh-huh.
for Eric Draven,
Supreme, yeah.
up in Indiana, Madison, I think.
Yeah, we've
where
heard
it's
of you've heard of them.
Mm-hmm.
and or not, it's not Madison. I don't remember where it's at. But anyways, so when I first came in there, I came in as a bodyguard because I hadn't wrestled in years, and I was like, man, I want to get my feet wet. I want to make sure that I can still get in there and do what I got to do, you know,
Yeah.
because it'd been years since I'd been in the ring. So I did bodyguard, and I wasn't there maybe 2 days, and they put me in the ring with Bobo Brazil Jr.
Okay.
and had a good match with them and everything. And so they ended up, you know, I ended up winning the tag team titles there with another guy. That was actually where I had first started. Southern Discomfort was with another guy up there, which, you know, I mean, he was a good guy and everything, but he wasn't a very good wrestler.
Yeah.
And, but anyways, I had so much heat up there. I mean, there was actually a time when, there was a couple times when we would be going, there would be a hallway off to the side of the ring that you had to go through in order, but that everybody had to go through that hallway. The wrestlers did to get to
And
the
the
locker
fans,
room.
too.
Fans had to get there if they wanted to go to the bathroom, outside to smoke, or anything like that. And I can't count the number of times that security has had to stop people from
Shanking y'all or
trying
something.
to come after me.
Oh man.
Up to a point where Eric Draven finally came up to me one day and he's like, "Hey, bro, you know, I got this," which I never did. Like, I don't cuss. Like, I cuss, but I
Yeah.
don't cuss when I'm wrestling. I don't get on the mic and cut a promo and cuss.
Yeah.
I don't say nothing inappropriate.
It's good not to, because, you know.
Or anything like that. You know, I'm pretty PC on the mic. I mean, I might put people down or make fun of them or something like that, you know. I'm
Sometimes
a
you
bad
got
guy.
to.
You know, I was told, you know, I make the perfect bad guy because I'm an asshole in real life anyway. So.
Hey, you gotta be.
But he actually called me up and he's like, "Man, we got this new sponsor and they don't want me to have you here." And I'm like, "Why?" And he was like, "Because you got too much heat." I'm like, "Well, isn't that a good thing?" You know,
Yeah.
I'm and he was like, "Man, they'll pull the sponsorship if you're at the show or whatever." And I ain't been back since.
Really?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Damn,
That's
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Like, yeah, and plus you was PC and you didn't cuss and like,
Well, they had me with Jack Black at the time.
Uh-huh.
And, well, me and Jack was together. They didn't really have me with Jack Black. But there's Brandon Haddix right there.
Uh-huh.
We was talking
Hell
about earlier. The one in the coveralls. And then J-Mo right there, he's one of the agents at OVW that's on the Netflix series. And there
Okay.
came Dustin and his partner at the time.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that's Dustin Jackson.
Yep.
Dustin Jackson.
Dustin Jackson. I think we ended up making it a 8-man tag match after they jumped me in the ring or whatever. I was the good guy there. And the fans made me the good guy there. I went in there trying to be an asshole to everybody, and I was the most believable guy
They
there. So
liked
they
you.
just fell
Yeah.
in love with
Yeah.
me.
They're real, you know, people like the real people, you know, like real people.
That's the first time I've ever heard of, like, you know, someone actually, like the story you just told. I mean, of course, as a heel, you're supposed to bring the heat. Like, that's what you want to do. But for someone to do that to you, it's just like, why?
Well, what I was going to say, though, is I think part of it was I got kind of a reputation of the people I was with Because like I was saying, I was doing a thing with Jack Black, and he had come out, and he had talked to Draven about doing this before he did it, and I was sitting there, and it sounded to me just like it did to him that Draven didn't have a problem with it, but he had went out and he done old Joe LeDuc interview where he cut his forehead with a knife and was like, "You want to see me bleed? I'll," and he just gigged himself a little bit and bled, which it's Indiana. I mean, you can bleed and stuff. But his new sponsors were religious, like a church sponsorship or something like that. And they got mad about that too. And I think some of that rubbed off onto me because I was in the ring with him. We were together. We were in a group together. We was doing the elite thing, but he was in it. I think some of that heat rubbed off onto me too. But nobody up there at that show, no fan up there liked me at all. They hated my guts. I mean, they hated Jack's guts too. I mean, we got in fights out in we literally got in fights with guys that were security guards on the show because we had so much hate.
Wow. That's funny. That's great. That's great, man.
Royal Lex wants to know, how did you get your name Snake Williams Jr.?
That's actually an interesting and a long story. So, I was adopted. When I was real young, when I was like 2 years old, my mom was killed. Okay, she was shot by somebody, and
Wow, really?
Yeah, and that's something that happened. I don't even remember my real mom or anything, and I was adopted and everything. Well, a couple years ago, actually about probably 6-7 years ago, my wife bought me a DNA kit through like Ancestry DNA or something like that, because she was like, maybe we can do this, maybe we can figure out who your real dad is. Which I was reaching my 40s at that time. I might even been 40 at the time, and I was like, I'd like to figure out just where I come from, just to know. I didn't have any high hopes of finding him. I didn't even have any hopes of him even being alive,
Yeah.
And so we tried, got on Facebook. They have these things on Facebook called search angels that they're basically they're DNA detectives.
Okay.
But they'll do a lot of stuff for free for people because they just want to help people. And a lot of them do it as a hobby. Yeah. And I got on there, and for like 2 years straight, I had this lady that was trying to help me find out who my real dad was. And she got stuck because
you didn't have no name or anything.
I didn't have nothing, no information. The only thing I knew is that I was told by my family, because I was kept in the family.
Yeah.
I was adopted by my great aunt and uncle.
Okay.
So I was kept in the family, and I knew my story my whole life. From the time I was a little kid. I knew where that I was adopted and everything that happened.
Yeah. Everybody told you the truth.
Right.
Which
nobody
should
kept
be
it
done.
from me. Right.
Yeah, I think it should be done that way. That's my opinion.
So, anyways, long story short, had this lady that was looking into it. She got stuck because she come across some Italian in my bloodline, and she was like, you don't have Italian in you. Even my ancestry DNA at the time didn't show any Italian in my blood. It does now, but it didn't then. It's just kind of weird because it's constantly changing, because they're constantly the more people that take DNA tests, the more accurate it becomes. So the longer it goes, like you can go on Ancestry once you sign up for a DNA test, and your DNA will be changing all the time. It'll show that you're, you might be like 10% Irish and 20% Scottish, and then the next time they update the system, you might be 20% Irish and 5% Scottish. It just changes all the time because it gets more accurate the more people that take it or whatever.
Yeah, I took one and I was like 89% Irish. I just couldn't believe that. But
Really?
Yeah, 89% Irish.
So the lady, I gave up on it, right? And I hadn't talked to that lady in a long time. And my wife just came up to me one day and she's like, why don't you get back on Facebook and try to find somebody else to try to help you through that same website? So I did, and this lady got on there and she's like, you know what? I guarantee you I'll figure out who your dad was.
Oh, wow, okay.
And it took her like 6 months. And it was actually New Year's right before COVID hit. The New Year.
So this is how you found out Al Snow was your dad.
Yes, this is how I found out Head was my dad.
I'm sorry, I just had a joke there.
See, Head snuck in after Al Snow was done.
Yep, I knew it.
Oh, yeah.
That's how you got your muscles, was Head.
That's right. You know, you've seen that bottle of shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
I've got head shoulders.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I ended up getting back on there. This lady told me she could find. She said, "I'll figure it out. I promise you, I'll figure it out." And New Year's Day, I called her. I might have texted her, and I was like, because I hadn't heard from her in a few months or whatever, and I was just like, I'm just going to check in and see if she's heard anything. And we was at Great Wolf Lodge, and I texted her. We was getting ready to come home, and I texted her, and I was just like, "Hey, any progress?" And she was like, "I wasn't going to tell you this until I had one more thing to tie together, which was the Italian part of my blood." She's like, "But I believe I found your dad."
Wow.
And she sent me a picture of him on Facebook, and I mean, there was no denying it. I mean, he looked other than he was, he was a little heavy at the time, but I mean, you could tell that I was related to him.
Oh, yeah,
you know.
yeah.
You could definitely tell.
Was he still around?
Yeah, he's actually still around. He's not doing good right now. He's found out that he's got some real bad cancer and stuff, and he's dealing with that
fuck
right
cancer.
now. But,
Yeah, fuck cancer.
Definitely.
But I called him up. She gave me his number that day, even though she hadn't tied everything together. And I called him up, and, at first he was like, "No way." And he was like, but then he told me, he's like, I was a truck driver, so I always thought that someday something like this might happen.
So you found out you got like 10 brothers
He
too.
was a truck daddy.
Right. So
Like one in each state on his route.
Actually, I got a brother in Canada because my dad is from Canada.
Okay.
He came to America when he was in his 30s.
So a half brother in Canada.
And I've got a half brother in Canada, and I've got a half brother in Oklahoma.
Okay. That's a long haul there.
Yeah, and what I found out was when I started talking to my dad, I found out that my uncle was a guy named Bill Joden, and he was a wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Who had trained in Canada under Stu Hart
Okay.
at the dungeon. In fact, my dad and them lived in a house right below the property of the Harts. So when my uncle would train, my dad would hang out there, and he would hang out with Owen, and he became good friends with Owen Hart. So he was really
Your
good
dad
friends. My
knew-
dad knew Owen Hart.
Oh,
Was really
That's
good friends with
badass.
Owen
Wow,
Hart,
that's
right?
crazy that you became a pro wrestler after.
And then I found out, I started looking stuff up on him and stuff, and I found out that in Canada, he used to go by Snake Williams. So I came up with,
Oh, okay.
I'm going to start going by Snake Williams Jr. He kind of looks like me, and he did the biker. He was doing the biker gimmick when he was doing it in Canada.
So your dad was a wrestler?
No, my uncle.
Oh, your uncle. Okay.
My uncle,
Yep.
his
Okay.
brother.
Okay.
And so that's where I got the Snake Williams Jr. from.
That's
and,
cool.
My Uncle Bill's son, they're actually excited and happy about that I've, started doing that. My Uncle Bill actually was worked for WWF too back in the day. He was Yokozuna's first match.
Okay.
As an enhancement, he was in an enhancement tag match at one time with.
So did that freak you out? That like, hey, my uncle was a damn wrestler that
explained a lot
wrestled
of things.
Yokozuna, and now I'm a wrestler, and you didn't know that.
It
Like,
explained a lot of things.
that's
I
wow.
believe it.
That's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
did you just kind of like, and like, what took you into, what made you start wrestling? Like,
I mean, just like anybody else.
just
I
kind of
grew
like,
up watching
hey,
it.
it's in my blood. You
Honestly, dude, I used to grow up. I used to watch it growing up. Obviously, I used to grow up. Everybody grows up.
Yeah, I used to grow up, too.
Some people do.
know? Yeah. Sometimes now I grow out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sometimes people
Me too. Me too. Although the ladies like it when I grow up.
Oh yeah, exactly.
That's right. The ladies love
Hear
it.
that, Sean?
The ladies love it when you grow out.
I'm sorry. What'd you ask me? We just got sidetracked.
About how you are a wrestling family, but you didn't know you was a
No, I
wrestler.
had no clue. But I
And-
used to.
and
like,
how did
I
you,
had
like-
wrestling buddies when I was a kid that
Yeah.
I would wrestle on my mattress and stuff.
Yeah.
and
So where are you actually
I-
from? Like Tennessee?
No,
Kentucky?
Now, I was born in Kentucky,
Okay.
but I grew up in southern Indiana.
Okay. So
Hell yeah.
Kentucky guy.
Yeah.
Then you had some friends that were in wrestling, and you just decided to wrestle. And
No. I would watch wrestling all the time. Honestly, the reason I got into it, I never actually set out to be into wrestling.
Yeah.
I loved it, but I never knew, like, back then you didn't know how to get into it. It wasn't like it was.
Oh no, you didn't know. Like when I met my kids got into wrestling, and then like somehow I figured out that there was local shows, and I started going to like Kentucky Championship Wrestling that was over at the Armory, and that's where I met Sean Johns. But like I didn't even know they had indie back in the day. You know, when I turned 18, if I knew they were indie wrestlers and I could wrestle down at I may have became a wrestler myself because I've always been a fan, but I never even thought about even thinking about becoming a wrestler.
Well, what ended up happening was me and my cousin, we started working at a place together and found out that he was into wrestling and stuff. And you know, he was still...
Like
he
it's
was
one of
still
your
young.
first
He
jobs?
was like 18 or something. Yeah, it was one of my first jobs. And so he started coming around, and his friends would come around, and we just started... Danny Davis used to have OVW down on Mechanic Street.
Okay, the Davis Arena. That's what
Right,
Davis
the
Arena
original.
is.
Well, not the original.
No, that's
Nightmare
named
Inc.
after
was
him,
on
I'm sure.
Medics, but yeah. So, anyways, he used to rent out the ring for I think it was like an hour or two for $100 or something like that. So me and a bunch of friends, we'd get together and we'd pull our money together and we'd rent the ring and we'd go and just play around in the ring and have matches and shit.
Yeah.
And Danny would always sit out and watch because mainly I think just to make sure nobody got hurt.
Yeah.
And one day after one of the times that we rented a ring, I think we'd done it like 3 or 4 times, and he came up to me and he was like, "Hey, I was just wondering, have you ever thought about getting into the wrestling business?" And I was like, "No, not really." I was like,
Is there a wrestling business?
I would be interested in it, but I have no clue how to do it.
Yeah,
You know, I would have no
exactly.
clue.
Like,
And
is
he
it a
was like,
business or
well,
is it, you know?
And he asked me, he's like, "Well, do you have a significant other?" And I was like, "Yeah." And he was like, "Well, bring her up. We'll have a meeting, blah, 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 blah." I come in. He gave me the whole spiel about, you know, you can make money at this business. I can't promise you be a star. He's like, "You're my size," because I'm short. I'm a little shorter than most people, even though I'm wider than most people.
Yeah.
He talked about my height and stuff, but he's like, "But you can make money at this business." He's like, you could. And he talked me into going to classes there, and that's how it started, man. And I ended up going to the beginner's class. And
how much did classes cost back then?
A lot of money.
It was a lot, like $100. Like
No, not $100.
More than that.
Thousands back then.
More than that.
Thousands.
It was a lot.
Okay. Yeah, I understand.
It was a lot more than I had at the time.
Yeah.
So, you know, but and honestly, dude, I was only in class for maybe a couple months, and he started putting me on TV, which wasn't really, he didn't do that hardly ever.
Yeah.
It was dark matches mostly, but actually my very first televised match was against Rod Steele, who was the OVW heavyweight champion.
Okay.
Now, he beat me in like 20 seconds, but
Yeah.
it was
Squash
my very
match
first
kinda.
TV
Yeah.
match.
But that was
yeah.
huge too because he's
It was.
gets him trusting you.
And I mean, I got a little bit on him because they let me jump him from the beginning, and then he turned it around after that and beat me pretty quick. But I mean, it was still, you know, it was my very first time on TV, and you know, they put me out there with the champ. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
You must have.
Shows Danny Davis's trust in you.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Must have really seen some talent in you.
And you know, and Rip, he had a big hand in my training too, you know, and I love Rip
Rogers?
to death. Yes, he's one of the greatest trainers ever, man. I can't say enough about Rip.
He was
is
actually
awesome.
down at New South Wrestling a few weeks ago, wasn't he?
Yep,
A couple
he
months
was.
ago. Rip
He
Rogers
also
was
has
down there.
He goes to Derby City a lot too, I think.
Yeah. Cam, you got any questions?
I mean, I just love, like, you know, hearing, like, you know, an actual OVW wrestler tell the story and, you know, tell it like it's wrestling is like you said, it's an art. And with me being here, I just love to like learn,
Right.
I like to learn and study because I'm still training, I'm still agreeing, and learning from OVW wrestlers or even wrestlers who are above me is all I can say is just amazing.
I'll send you my bill in the mail.
Yeah. This is the seminar.
Hey, DJ Easy, Eric Montgomery said, Snake will always be the real elite, not that fake elite on AEW.
Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that.
He said that you love
That's
apple pie
DJ
moonshine.
Eric, isn't it?
Yep.
Yeah,
that's
DJ
him.
Eric DJ'd my wedding.
He said you loved apple pie
Yep,
moonshine.
apple pie moonshine.
Yeah, we had that at my wedding. Yep,
Who's,
Eric got to DJ my wedding. Actually, I hired him. to
James
DJ my
Russell?
wedding.
Do we know who James Russell is?
Yeah, I think we do.
Let's
He
go.
said, "Let's go, fellas."
Where are we going?
I don't know. We were trying
Drink
to
some of that
figure out-
Is he
moonshine.
driving?
Drink some of that moonshine.
Oh, I love this match, man. This is a really good match I had with Shane Andrews.
tell
That's
us
Shane
about
Andrews.
it a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, like I said, I was the booker there and reached out to Shane and shit. I'm going blank on the name right now.
She's Tracy's mother.
Yeah, Jessie Bell.
Oh, Jessie Bell,
I
yeah.
should not be going blank on her name because she was with us for a short period of time in OVW.
Such a cool person. We met her down at UCW Caverna last year.
You mean this year?
Was it this year?
Yeah.
It was this year. Yeah, we met her down there. She was so
Jesse's
cool,
great.
man.
I like Jesse, and I love Shane. He's a great guy too, man. But I met him at OVW, and when I came back to OVW and I started booking here, and I asked him if he wanted to come in and do a match with me and stuff, and he agreed to it and everything. So, but we had a pretty good match here, but he gave me kind of a little bit of a stiff suplex. But other than that, the match was pretty good, man. I thought we had a pretty good match. We had the fans, all 30 fans out there. We had into it.
Yeah,
Hell
yeah.
yeah.
Man, I tell you what, they killed that town somehow. I don't know how, but
I don't know either. Like, I mean, they're fighting to, New South Wrestling is putting a really good product on down there, and they still struggle sometimes to fill the place.
there's just not I don't think it's in a very good location, honestly.
No, it's kind of like off the beaten path.
And then once you kill wrestling in a town, and I don't know who killed it. Because I wasn't there. I was there when Diamond was there booking.
Yeah.
And they had a little bit more fans, but when I got there, it was not as many.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know what happened, man. I would try to get them to flyer like the neighborhoods and stuff around and stuff like that, but we just could not get people in there. Because of whatever had happened in the past, nobody would just come up there for some reason. And it seems like that's probably what New South is still running into, because even though it's a different company, they're in the same building.
They're doing pretty good down there. They're building a crowd down there, especially bringing in Jay Lethal and Moose and stuff like that. But they have a big crowd. But like when they first started up there, that was so hard to get people to come down there.
I wish I had filmed. I took a camera and set it up on a tripod there and filmed the match when I tagged with James Storm, and ended up leaving my camera there and it disappeared.
Oh wow!
And I don't have that.
Somebody has it somewhere. It's sitting there watching it every night.
I swear, man, I'm so mad about that.
That's.
But
sucks,
we reconnected when it came to OVW though.
Yeah.
James Storm's awesome.
Yeah, I like James, man. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
There's some people that have a different opinion of him, but he's always been nothing but professional,
He's a
kind
star,
and,
man.
and
He's a
nice to
star.
me.
He's a star. He's
I remember when he was teamed up with Chris Harrison, also on Beer Money Inc. That was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, he came from Kentucky.
Yeah.
Yep.
He started here. I didn't even know it when I first met him. Maria already knew him because when he had came to town to do the show for me, he hooked up with Maria and they hung out and stuff. So.
We have so many stories of how Georgetown, Kentucky, was like the mecca of like wrestling around here forever.
Really?
Yeah, Georgetown was huge. Like Bobby Blade comes in and they had Bobby Blade and then the Steels and the Greens.
Green. Donnie Green, Bobby Green, Barry Steele, Al Steele, Chucky Smooth, all these guys, they say Georgetown was the mecca of professional wrestling here.
Georgetown, Kentucky used to be the Madison Square Garden of Kentucky.
Really? So
Really?
it wasn't Louisville Gardens?
Even better.
Really?
Like that's how.
I mean, you had
they would
Macho
all
Man
say it.
wrestle here in Lexington too. So
Yeah.
Not even Lexington.
Dude, when I was a
Too
kid,
many options.
I lived in Clarksville, Indiana, and there was a grocery store, or not a grocery store, but like a corner mart, like a gas station corner mart or something down the street. And at any point in time on a weekend or or not a weekend, but a weekday when Louisville Gardens was having shows there, you would find either Macho Man or Jimmy Hart or Jerry Lawler or Jeff Jarrett at that convenience store for some reason in Indiana.
I want to get a Macho Man statue put in Lexington because his dad and them they had was it ICW?
I believe they own that with Rip.
Yeah.
I believe Rip was a part of that too.
I would love to get a fan thing together and get like a Macho Man statue put downtown, like near Rupp Arena, because they used to throw their, they They had a promotion here forever.
The Poffo family deserved it.
Yeah.
Maybe they could put it next to the Matt Jones statue.
Maybe, yeah. Maybe we'll talk to Matt about that.
Yeah, we'll get one right next to each other.
Yeah, we'll get one
My
with
dad
Matt.
used
And
to share a jail cell with Macho Man before he was famous.
there's
when he was stealing
everybody
steaks.
in Lexington's mama and uncle has a Macho Man story. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like he got caught stealing steaks, or he got caught like doing this, or he smoked weed and
Was
got
he
pulled over
hanging
by
out
a
with Kenny
cop.
Bolin?
Or
Probably.
that time when he was inside Waffle House and he fought a guy and instead he fought the
Well,
guy
Miss
with a
Elizabeth
butter
was
knife.
Miss Elizabeth was from Frankfort, Kentucky too. So
Yeah.
So she was
yeah.
from Kentucky.
I heard a story one time. I don't know if it's true or not, where him and Bill Dundee was into it, and Bill Dundee was at a gym working out, and Macho Man pulled up, ran in the gym while Bill was on the bench press, sucker punched him in the jaw, ran out and left.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Ford's is it Ford's gym over there? Ford's gym.
I think so.
Forbes gym over there in Cardinal Valley. They used to work out there a lot, and then there was another place. Start with a Japanese name.
Macho Man was the type to let you know if he didn't like you, he was going to do something to you.
Yeah.
He's got. I mean, so many. Like, you know, my grandpa even had a story. He's passed away
Look
now,
at that
but
baby face.
my grandpa had a story of he used to be the meat cutter at the Piggly Wiggly, and he got caught Macho Man stealing steaks. So everybody's got a damn Macho Man story in Lexington.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That is crazy.
So I got a question, since
Yeah, okay.
y'all have questions for me. So what do y'all think of the Netflix series, man?
I love it.
I've watched, like I said before you got here, I binged watched like the first 4 episodes, and I really love it. I really have a new vision of Matt Jones. I really have a new vision of Al Snow, how they really are. Like, and Haley J is like, she's a.
She just star.
I've seen her around wrestling a couple times, but I didn't know she was a biggest talent as she is.
Oh, Haley J is a star,
There's
and everything you see is
Yeah.
Haley J.
There's a
That's
and
right.
Maria is is cool, and like a lot of y'all stars up there are really cool guys. Like, it's really like I really have a big I'm loving it, and I can't wait to get back to watching some more of it. What do you think, Sean? You watched it all. You watched the whole
I
thing.
watched the entire thing. I didn't realize that they were really so close to possibly shutting the doors at OVW. But then again, we're not really supposed to. Well, that's the way they made it sound like. on the show.
I'm not saying that that's not true. I'm saying we were not privy to any of that. That's
Right.
stuff that we seen when everybody else seen it.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
But it's just like,
if that was, and I'm not saying, because I mean they really wanted to make this completely unscripted, completely
Yeah,
real to
yeah.
life. I mean that was the whole point of this, is to
Yeah.
show the fans the stuff that us as wrestlers go through every day,
yeah.
to try to not only live our dream, but to make it, to take care of our families, and to do the things that we were born to do. You
Yeah.
know, like Al said, a lot of these people, they didn't have wrestling.
Uh-huh.
I don't
They'd be
necessarily
criminals,
know
yeah.
that they'd be criminals, but
Yeah.
I mean, they might be homeless, or
Right.
they might not be
Be
making
working.
it in life, or they might be working at McDonald's or whatever.
Yeah.
Some of the people that. And I'm not taking nothing away from them, because they're all smart.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah.
they might be doing great things. Who knows? I mean, I
Exactly.
don't know. But
Well,
wrestling's kind of
I
a way
didn't
for us
know
to.
about Maria's time in jail and stuff like that.
I didn't know that either till the show.
I didn't
Yeah,
either.
to the
And
show,
she's
yeah.
managed me before. I
Yeah.
never knew that.
Never told nobody that she served time in prison.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff that I learned from the show myself. It was very, very well put together.
It is. It's very well put together. They
it-
tell a story with it, and I can't believe actually with what I heard about like Al Snow, that they let the cameras get so in depth and close behind.
Yeah.
Because I always say about like the old school wrestlers, they care about all about kayfabe, and like not giving that up, and they just gave them complete access to everything, and I really enjoy that part of the backstage and stuff like that. Me being a podcaster, I get to go and sometimes be behind the stage and see how things really work, and
There's a lot of
Yeah.
moving parts.
yeah, a lot of moving parts. Yeah,
And I mean, you can't, when it's showtime, then everybody has to get serious. You can't be coming up talking to people, and so I mean it's very, very intricate, and especially because we do it live.
Yeah.
You know, there's a 2-second delay, I think, with the TV, and that's just to make sure if there's something that happens that they have to bleep out, they can bleep it out.
And I relate a lot to it because I do this podcast live every week, and you guys do a show every week live, like, you know, for y'all's audience. And I relate, and I'm not saying that I'm as big as OVW, but we do get out there, we reach a lot of people, and I understand the pressures behind doing a live show and being on the mic live. You know, we got little bitty things like we can actually cuss and stuff, and you guys probably can't, but like I understand that part of it, and I relate, myself relate to that a lot.
Yeah, and you know, I've had a lot of people, especially in my life, personal life, that, you know, they support me, but they don't really get into the wrestling thing that much and everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, I've got people in my life that I've tried to get to come to shows, and they wouldn't. And now they've seen this. They're like, oh, this is so cool. I love it. I want to come see a show now.
I've got people just because that don't pay no attention to my podcast, which my personal family, and they don't give a shit about my podcast. I'm having you on, an OVW guy that's been on Netflix. They're actually
paying attention.
They're actually watching my show tonight. So, you know.
And we got something for you. DJ Eric said, will you ever consider going for our championship that's being defended right now?
He's got to be booked for it.
Nice Game Podcast Championship.
Where are they defended at?
At EWA and New South.
New South Wrestling has it down there. EWA. We got, you know, like Zodiac. You know Zodiac. He was our champ for a long time, so it's legit.
I know Zodiac. I know Zodiac. I've met Zodiac a couple times on the road.
Do you know the current champion, Matt Atreya?
He's your all's current champion?
Yeah.
Yes, I know Matt.
Yeah.
I know
Blood
Matt
Diamond.
very well.
Yeah.
Yep.
With his scarecrow mask.
Yeah.
He tries to be scary.
That's the man that's holding it right now.
Yeah.
Ah, so Matt Atreya has it. Man, I tell you what, man, if it wasn't for the fact that we, with OVW, we're not allowed to work in our viewing network area.
Yeah.
And,
See,
and
I
a
would
lot of
love
that
for
is-
I would love for OVW to, what I really want OVW to do.
Well, not that they tell us we can't, but
Yeah.
they just ask us not to.
Yeah,
and out
yeah.
of professional courtesy. You know, there's nobody comes up and says you can't do this or blah, 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 blah. Like some
Yeah,
people think,
exactly.
or some people act like,
Yeah.
you know, Al Snow tells them, oh, you can't do this or do that. No, he doesn't tell you can't do it. He tells you can do it if
Yeah.
you want, but he might not use you because he's got to protect his product.
Yeah,
you
so
know?
so what I would love for them to do is like OVW come down to New South Arena one day and work with them and put on the show, like combined show with them, or maybe go over to EWA over in Frankfurt and put a show on with them, like a combined OVW show, like support like all the local independent wrestlers, like AMW down in Hazard, like OVW is the big boy, you know, like work with some of the other independent talents and try to like instead of like maybe putting over OVW, put over all of independent wrestling together, so we can all like everybody can network together and
OVW kind
stuff.
of does that. I
Yeah,
mean, because
yeah.
they bring in people from all the different companies.
Yeah, yeah,
and they
yeah.
use them on TV. They use. I mean, look
They
at Jack
seem
Vaughn.
kind of like
I love Jack Vaughn.
Jack Vaughn's
sometimes OVW kind of seems like unapproachable sometimes.
great. They're not unapproachable.
Yeah,
I love
They're
Jack
definitely
Vaughn's.
not unapproachable.
yeah.
I love Jack Vaughn.
But they are going to protect OVW.
Oh yeah, they should protect OVW
because they've
yeah.
got big things going right now, and you know the momentum's in our corner right
Yeah,
now. So they have to protect their product.
Uh-huh.
But at the same time, they're very approachable.
Yeah.
Al, especially, he'll listen to any idea that you have. He might not use it,
Yeah, yeah.
but he'll listen to anything you have to say, and he'll tell you if
I
it's
guess
a
maybe
good
we got
idea,
that-
if it's a
maybe
bad
we got
idea
the-
or whatever.
Maybe we got that idea from Matt Jones, maybe because he's kind of unapproachable sometimes.
Well, like Matt Jones, he has a high stress job.
Yeah. And I understand
what
that
he's
now that
doing.
I've watched the show. You know, I've got a
And he doesn't
different
always,
outlook.
like I
about
said
him.
earlier, he doesn't always know how to handle that stress right.
Yeah.
But nobody really does. I mean, everybody has their moments when they say or do things that they shouldn't do, or say things out of line that they shouldn't have said maybe at the time because
Yeah.
they were upset. Everybody.
Well,
does
now
that,
since
but-
I've watched the show,
but I gotta say,
I see him more approachable now. Like I really do see him more approachable now. I'm saying like the whole non-approachable thing before before the Netflix show. I thought they were kind of unapproachable, but now that watching the Netflix wrestlers show, I find them more approachable now that I see more of a different light
Right.
about them. Like, and I'm so glad that this happened because maybe we can all, you know.
And like I said, all the gratitude in the world to Matt and Al and Mayor Greenberg and the other owners of OVW because
See, I didn't know that the mayor owned. I didn't know the mayor owned part of you guys. Yeah.
I mean, he owned it before he was the mayor. But
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for them, OVW would not be where it's at right now.
Exactly. Yeah.
Most definitely, especially Al. You know, Al. I mean, you know, much love to everybody else, but man, Al was the star of that show too. I mean, Al, Al
definitely
was the star of that show.
He's definitely to me. Haley J and Al Snow is the stars of this show, and everybody else
exactly.
is.
Well, I mean, you had Cash and you had
Cash
Mahabali Shira.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you got those guys too. But
And
like,
you know what? Cash is an old veteran, man. He's been around for a long time. He knows his way around.
He's
the
been
ring.
so-
He's the locker room general. I mean, he is the head of the.
and we've talked to Cash.
There.
We've talked to Cash a lot. He's been so nice to us.
Cash is a great guy, man.
He's been so nice to us.
He is a great guy, man,
And he's a
he knows
badass.
his stuff in the ring. And yeah, he's a badass. I mean, I'm not scared to get in the ring
He
with
got
him, but
that
he's a
chop
badass.
shop
He
going
actually
on,
cut
too.
a little promo for us and told everybody to watch the Nice Guy in the podcast. And Cash, if you're watching, we appreciate you doing that for
We
us.
love to get him on.
we
Did
love
you
to
know
get him
I was
in
going to
here.
be on here because he might have said not to watch it.
No, we actually caught him at Courtesy Acura down there that day, and he actually put us
no,
over
I think
big
I
time.
seen you. I seen it when he
Yeah,
posted
yeah,
it.
yeah.
That's
Was you
cool.
down there?
No, I wasn't.
No,
down
you
there.
wasn't down
No,
that
no,
show.
no.
Yeah, he was so nice to us.
I've got
He's been so
some-
nice to us.
I've had some stuff going on in my personal life right now. I'm not away from the wrestling business.
yeah.
I'm still in it, but I'm not wrestling at the moment. I
Yeah.
got other things going on that I'm taking care of.
Understandable.
Awesome. Yeah. Well, you got to take care of those things. you
But
know?
I'm still at OVW every Thursday.
Yes.
I'm there, even though I'm not wrestling. I'm there in case they need me for anything, or if they want to use me in the back or anything like that. I always make myself available.
Okay.
That's one of the things I think that makes OVW so successful is because everybody's so willing to work together to try to make it work.
It does
to try
seem
to
like a
make it great.
family there. It
It
seems
is.
like a family.
It
You
is.
guys
It
got
is
big, loving
definitely a family back in the back. You know, everybody watches out for everybody.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what
you,
you're supposed
that's-
to be.
Johnny, have you watched some of it? You've watched some of it.
Yeah, I
haven't you?
watched some, but
Yeah.
it's a good documentary.
It is. It's really good. I can't praise it enough, man. I've been so excited since. Honestly, I didn't even know if I was going to watch it when it first came out, but then
Yeah.
my wife talked me into watching it, and we watched it, and I was blown away about
Yeah,
how amazing.
I kind of I
mean,
put
I
it off
was-
watching it for a while because I wanted to sit down and watch it when I had time to like actually listen to it. You know, I don't want to put it on the background and not like listen to what they're saying and stuff.
I was there for the Haley J. Maria stuff.
Yeah.
And when I watched it on Netflix, it choked me up.
Yeah.
It really did. I mean, they did a wonderful job of selling that story.
Yeah, they're awesome.
They
There's
did.
Yes.
yeah. Like,
You could actually feel it.
didn't somebody say she's got a look from WWE?
Yeah.
She got a tryout.
I don't know if she did or not.
Somebody, I think it's a rumor right
A
now that
lot of
Haley
people
got
were
a
saying
tryout
that
at
she probably got a
WWE.
tryout.
Yeah, I don't know if she did or not.
I was probably, damn it, stealing my
No,
star.
Al's probably saying, go ahead, but
Yeah,
just know she's still with us.
yeah.
Yeah, well,
She
you
is
know,
their star.
But I mean, it's all good. I'm sure he'd be very proud of her if she moved up.
oh, everybody be proud of her if she
Yeah.
does. I mean, I'd be proud of her. The whole locker room would be proud
I'm just
of her.
I would just be so like I'm just so interested in seeing what WWE would do with her. Like, would they change her, or they would go with her personality that we have? Like that could get. I think the personality she has and the character she has now, I think it could get over big time.
It could, and I mean, there's just no telling what WWE would do with it because they want to make it their own.
Yeah.
You know, they're going to want to make it their own. They're going to want to make it where they can capitalize on it and basically, you know, take all rights of whatever
yeah,
character she does or however they want her to do or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, exactly.
They're going to want every control of every single bit of that. So, you know, who knows? You know, they might love her personality and what she does now, or they might want to totally change her. They might want to bring her out as a Powerpuff Girl.
Yeah,
Who knows?
yeah.
I mean, you know, you
Yeah.
just don't know. With
Actually,
WWE.
you guys have we noticed on the show that you guys have a working relationship with AEW.
Yeah.
Sorta.
Al and they have friends there
The
because I mean,
Outrunners.
yeah, huh?
The Outrunners.
The Outrunners are
Yeah,
cool as
I love
hell.
them.
Oh, the Outrunners.
Turbo and
We love those guys,
Hey,
man.
Turbo.
We
You
love
see
those
this,
guys.
come
We're
on
big.
us.
I'm surprised you ain't pulled up the OVW match with me and Jeb and the Outrunners yet.
Yeah, put that on there, man.
Johnny?
We love those guys. We see they've been at every
it?
AEW show that we've.
You might have to go to OVW site. to
We're
find
big
it.
AEW fans, so we go to all the AEW shows that come to Rupp Arena. We go to those.
Yeah, me and Jeb had a pretty good match with the Outrunners on one of the shows. It was a while back. I don't remember exactly when it was, but Outrunners are great, man. They are great, old school.
I
old
love the
style.
whole gimmicks of their
youngest
old
men
school.
on earth, baby. They're the youngest men on earth.
I love it. I love it. I love that. When I first
I
seen him, I
love
was
that
like,
old
Johnny,
school
we got to
style.
get Turbo on the damn show, man. We got to get him on here.
Yeah, they're both. When I first seen them, I was like, man, are they trying to do Hogan and Macho Man? But no, they got their
Yeah, they got their own thing
But they
going
do
on.
that
What I
spinning
love is that they
thing
got that
and-
80s.
They're
feel to them.
very entertaining to watch.
So we want to
for
get
sure.
we want to get more OVW guys to come to the show. Who do you
Only
suggest
one
we get on here
I
that you
know.
think that would just come on down and be on the show with us?
I mean, I think if y'all reach back out to Kripke, he'd probably make a trip down here, especially if he's in town anyways
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
show or something like that. Man, I really don't know because I know Jebediah Blackhawk would come on here if
Okay.
you wanted to talk to him. As far as the rest of the people, I mean, you can reach out to him,
Yeah.
and most definitely
We're gonna try
reach out
to.
to him and ask him. I don't want to speak for anybody. 'cause
Yeah,
I don't know
yeah.
how
Who
anybody
would you
feels
like
about
to
it.
see on here?
Who would I like to see on here?
Yeah.
I mean, I think Haley J would be great on the show.
We've
Yeah.
been trying to get her.
I think Al Snow would be great on the show.
Oh, I'd love to
I
have
think,
Al
I
Snow.
think Cash
I'd
would
love
be
to
very
pick
good
his
on the
brain.
show. I would suggest Mahabali Shira, but you wouldn't be able to understand him on the show.
Yeah, we've had Rod Hicks on, Collar and
really?
Elbow. We've had him on.
Oh, that's
He
cool.
came in here and had a damn Adidas Gucci hat on. That fucking hat was probably worth like $3,000.
Adidas Gucci.
Yeah, it was Adidas Gucci hat.
Wow.
Like your ball cap. Like it had to be like like $1,000 hat at least.
Who's that in there?
Yep, this is our match with the Outrunners.
We'd love to get
Okay,
Eddie
who's that?
J in here, Doug.
Yeah, Rod Hicks is funny. Rod Hicks is cool as hell. He's
Doug
fun.
Basham would be another good one.
Oh,
to
I'd
have.
love to get
Oh,
him.
wait,
Especially
We're
if
trying to
you
get
want to
him.
hear, Doug Basham was the original student at OVW, the very first one.
Really?
Yeah,
Hell
because
yeah.
I mean he was Danny's nephew. I mean
Yeah.
he was Danny's first
Really?
student.
Okay.
So, I mean he'd be great.
He's
to have
actually
in here.
said he would come. So,
Well, y'all
Doug, we're
keep
gonna call
on
you
him.
out on that.
we
We're gonna
gotta
keep you out on
him,
that
and
one.
We also got to keep on Al Snow. 'cause
He can bring Al with you.
I'll text him after the show.
Yeah, do it.
Hell yeah, because
Call him up. Get him on the
I got
show.
a date for him. I'm gonna
Hey,
head
tell
to
them they
and
could.
we're
You
gonna
know,
have-
if they can't make it down here, they can call us. You know, we'll do some. You know, a little on telephone thing. We don't do like Zoom or anything like that, but possibly maybe at some point we could. But and we
Dave
could probably
Harmon,
come
the
up.
referee.
We could probably come up there and do something. You know, maybe interview them up there.
Yeah, I'm sure they would love that, man.
Yeah.
They're doing everything they can to get this Netflix show out there as much as possible. Not that it ain't already out there, because I mean everybody is talking about it.
Oh yeah.
But at the same time, I mean, we still want to push it as high as we can push it, man.
Yeah.
We want to make it the greatest show on Netflix right now.
And we,
That's right.
we're not a huge show, but we reach 1.7 million on Facebook, so we're big on there. And
Y'all
there's
got
like,
a little following.
yeah, we got a
a lot of
following.
people gonna take notice.
We got a following. We do have a following, so we just love independent wrestling. We
Mary.
love helping out
Johnny's
and
mama
doing what we can.
chiming in.
But
These
yeah,
guys are
We
great.
definitely want to get more eyes on the Netflix series.
Yeah, man, we had a pretty good match with the Outrunners here, man. For real, that Jeb was trying to grow his hair out at the time. He was trying to go back to old school Jeb.
Yeah,
He
That's-
looks
that's
like
grown
old
out.
school Jeb,
It does make him look younger with hair
yeah.
and a beard.
but when he was bald, he looked older.
Yeah, he looked like Walter Brimley.
Wilfred
What
Brown.
does
Or
he look like?
Wilfred
What-
Brimley.
what
Yeah,
does he
Wilfred.
look
My
like
bad,
with
my
the hair?
bad.
Diabetes.
I'm not that old, so I
That's
mean I'm
cool.
old, but I ain't that old.
With the hair, what does he look like?
He looks like the vet from the ranch on Netflix.
He kind of looks.
He does.
Oh my God, he does look like Sam Houston. Sam Elliott.
Especially
He
without
kind of
the
reminds me
mustache.
of like he kind of reminds me of Wall Street in there.
Jeb, if you're listening, call in.
Yes.
Give him the number.
What's his Facebook profile?
What's the number?
Jebediah Black. I'll give you a number. Hold up.
Yeah.
Let me text it to you. That's if Andy gives out on live.
I'll give it out live. I don't care, guys. 859-552-9575. Call
you might
me.
want to say that slower. Jeb's older than dirt, and he can't do a lot, so you might want to say it slower.
859-552-9575.
Be ready for the calls at night,
Oh,
brother.
yeah. People are
All
going
right.
to call me at night.
Here, go ahead and text him the number, because...
And I'll send you the number as well.
Is that on the right one?
Yeah, that's the right one.
But yeah, Jebediah and you, hard hitters. And then here you are versus the outrunners.
Yep, we had a banger with them too, man.
It's like a match made in heaven.
We have bangers with everybody we get in there with.
Hell
honestly.
yeah. Hell yeah.
They definitely know they've been in the ring with me, at least.
So y'all are
I
y'all
can't say much about Jeb anymore, man. He turned his back on me.
Did he? Damn
Yeah.
it, Jeb.
Damn
We're
it,
going to talk to
Jeb.
you about this when you call in.
And now he's got Jarrett with him instead.
Oh, not just Jared. I mean, there's actually two members of other members of Southern Discomfort besides me. Jared Kripke and Manny Domingo.
Okay.
Danny Domingo. I know him. I'll also send you our number so that you have it for future reference.
Oh, that's cool, man. Yeah, Danny.
Call anytime you want, man.
Manny Domingo, another one of my favorite guys in the locker room.
Yeah.
He is a talent to watch for.
You gotta keep your eyes on him.
That's another one y'all might be able to get up here to do the podcast.
Okay.
Is Manny. I mean, he's. I don't know how much he got on the Netflix show because I don't know if he was there the whole time or not. I think he came in like in the middle of it or something. I don't remember, but yeah, he's a very, very good talent.
Oh,
man.
wow.
I'll have to hit him up. He sounds like someone that's interested.
Getting ready to make the tag.
Here comes Samuel Elliott.
Here comes the old man.
Man, I love Turbo.
Uh-oh,
We
who's
got
calling
some
in?
Hello, you're on the podcast with Nice Guy Andy. Who we got here?
Hey, fellers, Jebediah Blackhawk.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jeb.
Nice to meet you.
We got a pretty good of one of your
Wish
friends
I'd
here.
never met him.
What you got going on over there, feller?
I'm entertaining just like I always do, man. What are you doing? Sitting at home doing nothing? That's what happens when you leave Snake
I'm
Williams
stuck in
Jr.
traffic right now. I've been sitting here on 65 for 2.5 hours. This feller pickup truck broke down on the side of the road up here, and everybody's asking him for help. And he wandered down the side of the road there, and he don't want nobody's help. But everybody's got to slow down to see what's going on. And this feller here, man, no, I'm just messing with you. I'm sitting here getting ready to go to bed, man. What are you doing, the podcast, Snake Man?
I thought you might have, there might have been a pig in the middle of the road because you was dropping your date off at home.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
Shots fired.
Are we shooting on each other, feller?
I'm always shooting on you, Jeb. You know that.
You know how you spell duck?
How you spell it?
D-U-C-K, duck.
Oh, wow.
You had any of that? You had any of that hot collar tap water tonight?
No, I've stayed away from that, fella. We got a lot going on around here, so I was trying to keep it reasonable for the family,
You've been keeping that dome shave for me, right? Ever since I
Yeah.
shaved it.
The dog? Did I
The
shave my
dome,
dog?
the dome, your head.
Oh, no, fella. It's all grown out, ready for the reach around. That's what it is. There's some
Oh, is that what it is? Yeah.
Wow.
Oh,
Too bad you can't get that. I done beat you more than once. I'm done with you.
You get rowdy in front of a couple friends, I catch hold of you. I might shave your ass.
Oh,
Hey,
wow.
now I charge extra for that.
Let me tell you, feller. Snake, me and you, we known each other how long, man?
Too long.
Man, I ever tell you how I met my old lady, old Miss Blackhawk?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, did you tell them fellers how it happened?
Nah, I didn't.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, you want to know how I met my Miss Blackhawk?
Hell yeah, we do.
Yes, we do. We want to know.
Yes, sir.
This sounds like a great story.
Yeah, well, I was driving down the interstate there on 65.
And there was a pig, and he picked it up. I just told the story.
I'm gonna tell Miss Blackhawk what you said, and she gonna whoop
Oh,
your tail,
you done got in
dude.
trouble, man.
You think you got your hands full with me, buddy? You better let Miss Blackhawk get a hold of you. You ever been waffled with a rolling pin? Well, I'm gonna let you know, fam. It don't feel too good.
I'm sure she's done more than waffle you with that rolling pin.
You're a dirty,
Oh.
dirty party. Man. I'm pretty sure there's at least 7 people watching, and 3 of them are probably kids. So you better watch yourself, fella.
Hey, at least you're giving me that much.
How much you need? All of it, or just enough to win?
Just enough to win. That's all I need. Just enough to win.
But no, man.
You keep pitching them, and I'll keep knocking them out of the park.
I was wandering down the interstate there, and I seen this good-looking little blonde thing walking down the side of the road carrying this car door. So I pulled up, being the gentleman that I am, up behind her, and I said, "Ma'am," I said, "I'll give you a ride anywhere you going. Put that in the back of the truck. I'll take you where you need to go." Of course, she's smart. She said, "I'll talk to strangers. Thank you, sir. Have a nice day." And me, being the gentleman I am, wouldn't let it go. I said, "Well, ma'am, I can't have you walking down the side of the interstate carrying that car door. Let's put her in the back of the truck. You call somebody on your cellular phone there. That way you feel safe, and I'll take you anywhere you want to go." Said, "Fella, I told you I don't talk to strangers. Thank you. Have a good day." I said, "Well, honey, I got to know, why are you carrying that car door down the side of the interstate?" She said, "In case I get hot, I can roll the window down."
That sounds about like
That sounds like love at first sight right there.
Yes, it does.
I knew we was going to get along. What y'all been talking about?
Oh,
Nothing.
actually, the Netflix.
Nothing that includes you.
Oh, good. So you ain't been talking about Netflix there, because I'm all over
talk
that.
about the Netflix series.
We've been talking a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have been talking about the Netflix series, but just about how I'm all over it.
Yeah.
You fellers watch it?
I have, sir.
Yeah, we got one guy here who's watched all of it, and I've watched maybe 4 episodes of it because
I've watched a couple of them.
and we've watched.
The rest.
They're slacking.
Yeah, we're gonna continue watching it.
Well,
It just
just
came
keep
out
it,
like last week, didn't it?
Yeah. I figured
We've
this
already
weekend.
watched it 3 times.
Y'all have watched it 3 times.
Well, I know my wife has. I haven't.
Yeah.
I'm gonna watch it.
How many times did you watch it, Mr. Blackhawk?
He ain't watched it at all.
I made it as far as episode 5. I'm stretching them out.
Yeah.
Nice.
He's trying to watch one a week.
I've been watching them when there's no kids and stuff at the house, so I can actually hear what everybody says. When you start watching that shit, and then the kids come in and mess with you, I'm like,
The most important thing that you need to hear in that Netflix series is how to pronounce Mahabali Shira.
Yep.
Mahabali Shira, right?
Mahabali.
That's right. Mahabali.
Mahabali.
Man, I
We're
tell you
going to
what.
mess it up as soon as we hang up. I know
At
how
least
we
you
are
ain't
here.
messing up on Netflix, man.
That's right. How dumb would I have looked if I'd have said it wrong to you?
Yeah.
World said that's a great show.
Why do you think I said it so slow on there?
I knew there was a reason. I kept you around, Snake Man, for so long, because you was keeping me straight when it come to the vocabulary of my Bali Shira.
Mahabali.
That's what I said. My Bali.
Mahabali.
Bali. That's what I said.
Hey, you better watch it. You might get kicked in the chest again by
Yeah.
him. You keep mispronouncing his name.
He took pretty good. He took pretty good care of me here the other night. He did. He stomped a mud hole in me. I don't think he liked me. I think he thought I was making fun of him. I just can't talk. That's all.
That's right.
Well, shoot, man.
We already knew that you couldn't talk.
Y'all
Your
having a
promos
good time
prove
over
that.
there? Y'all passing the shine around up there? Or what y'all doing?
We don't have any out right now. We got some
You
in here
got
somewhere.
key lime.
And I do not drink, sir. I am a recovering alcoholic, just past 8 years sober.
Yeah, there you
Well,
go.
I thought he said I'm not drinking because I'm already drunk.
No, sir. No, sir.
That's pretty good of you there.
Thank
That's
you,
good news. Congratulations.
I'm not a quitter, so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
faithful Snake, man. You can
I'll
go
still be
ahead and cut him off and call me back. I tell you what.
I know, right? We're gonna ship him
Well,
out the door here.
You said you had how many followers?
Oh, a bunch.
We've
If you
reached,
do that, you might lose them all.
I know,
we
right?
reached about
That's right.
1.7 million.
Yeah, we
That's
don't have
how
that
much
many
we-
followers, but we reach that many.
You might reach hot collar if you do that.
Yeah.
You might get about 5 more followers.
Fella, you got to be careful, man. 8 years on the wagon, man. You got a fella like Snake Williams on the show. He'll lead you to drink. I swear he will.
Well, you know,
He is
at
a-
least he'll
he
be
is a
able to
heel.
drive his car after he drinks.
He is a bad guy.
He is a bad guy.
You know,
he is.
he won't be paranoid.
Cheating hair shaving. Careful there.
He's not listening to a word I'm
Hey,
saying.
Jeb, you got a friend, you got a fan, and DJ Eric, he said, Jebediah Blackhawk is my favorite OVW wrestler of all time.
Oh, you know what, Eric? You can eat one, man.
Yeah.
Big
Somebody's kissing
Easy.
somebody's
That's my
ass,
fella.
ain't they?
That's right. He's trying to kiss somebody's ass.
First he was all about Snake Williams.
I
then
know.
so
He's
Jeb
all about
comes in.
Jeb and or Snake, and then Jeb comes on.
Exactly,
Come on, man. That's
yeah.
cool.
He switched
Well,
up.
He's
Hey,
Johnny's
hang,
biggest
hang
fan,
up that
too.
phone on him, man. Hang that phone up.
He's Johnny Lee's biggest fan, too.
Oh,
You
goodness.
call me,
Don't feed
fella.
Johnny's ego.
I didn't call you. You called here.
Well, I got this message said call this number. I thought he was a hot
that was
chick.
from Andy. That wasn't from me. He stole my
I
phone.
thought Andy was a woman. I didn't know.
Oh,
It's a nice guy,
Hey,
Andy.
just because you put lipstick on a pig doesn't mean you can call it a woman.
Man, they ain't never going to have you back on their podcast. You're going to go out, your tires are going to be cut. I
That's
swear
right.
they
I
will.
know. That's why everybody says I'm an asshole in real life.
I don't
That's
think
true.
Yeah.
I don't
It
think
made
you
me-
are.
Johnny is.
It's just past your bedtime. That's all, old
That's
fella.
what it is.
So Jebediah, what's your group there now in OVW? Like you're still doing the tag team, or Southern Discomfort still going
Let
on?
me answer that. He's in a new group called the AARPs.
Okay. We're conservatives around here, I guess.
And he's watching his diabetes very
oh,
closely.
well, okay, okay.
He got the diabetes.
Yeah. He got those Werther's original in his pocket there.
That's right. When he wears his old sweaters. When he wears his grandpa sweaters and his bolo hat.
We've heard about your sweaters. We heard a lot about your sweaters.
Size pocket somewhere.
I think I might have to watch this podcast back from the beginning because I don't know if me and Snake going to be friends anymore after
I
this.
know, right?
We ain't friends,
He
man.
said
What
you
are you
got
talking
the.
about?
He said you got the best sweaters.
And that
cozy.
you got some candy somewhere.
and they have the best Werther's originals in them.
Oh yeah, man. Those things are good though. Those things are delicious.
Oh, man.
You know how he got
fella.
his wife to stay in the car when he met her? And he put some effort in on the seat, and she couldn't move afterwards.
How'd you get her to roll that window up?
He hardly realized that there was no car attached to that car door.
That fella just caught on, didn't he? I swear.
Hey, they didn't say
Hey,
he
he's
was
pretty
that quick.
swift now. He might be slow, but he's swift.
He about
I'm just
10 minutes
trying-
late for the party.
Does she know you tell that story about her?
No, she don't know anything about it.
We won't tell her, and we won't
See,
get you
she
in trouble.
told me a different
Tell her.
story.
Oh,
She told me the reason she was carrying that car door was in case she had to jump out the window.
that's funny.
You're funny sometimes.
Oh wow.
Oh, man. Hold
It was
on,
a
fella.
car wreck, man. It was a car wreck.
Oh wow.
Good thing she had the car door with her.
Oh, man.
Well, get back to bed, man. I don't want to keep you up, man. You're old and decrepit, as we seen on the show.
Yeah.
Well, you might want to keep me. You done added like 15 viewers. I don't know.
Real quick, Jeb.
got
But
a
your
few
family
laughs.
doesn't count.
Real quick, Jeb. DJ Eric want me to ask you about Judas.
Oh, there's
That's a hit
throwback.
song by Jericho, ain't it?
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is. No, old Big Easy, man. He's a historian of OVW wrestling. That feller's probably about 12 years old, knocking around out there when I was 20. So he knows all about it, man. He'd tell you the history of OVW and Judas. I got saddled with that one there, running with old Wolfie D and Brian Logan, Stacy Cornett, and Dave Batista. Got to running with that group with that name for a little while.
Oh wow!
Right before I dropped out. That's retired the first time. I'm on my fourth retirement now. So
how's them retirement checks doing for you?
I didn't know you got paid for being retired. I didn't know y'all was getting a check.
You know, Jeb, we got
Did you get an OVW Legends contract?
Yes, with limited appearances. But not by our choice.
Yeah, exactly. That's the contract y'all are on now.
Right. That's the contract we're on now. Hey, Jeb, we got a wrestling historian in here. Says he's a wrestling historian, but he's never watched OVW.
I've watched OVW. It's just I don't watch it all the time. I also have a sheep job that takes up a lot of my time.
He performs at the local Cracker Barrel.
I work at Cracker Barrel.
He performs there.
He performs and shake his ass.
He is a pimp there. He has a male dancer that dances on the tables at Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
Bless it.
And if you do him right, it gets you his 30% discount. 35% discount.
Say it right.
Hey, you might be able to feed the whole family on that.
No, right?
That's right.
Hey, that was such a captivating answer.
Yeah.
You said Cracker Barrel, man. You got me thinking about fried chicken now, man.
That's good stuff.
I love chicken fried chicken.
You get to eat there every day.
Cook out there,
man. Doesn't it bother you to know that there's chickens in the back frying chickens? Though?
Chicken frying a chicken.
So you cook the chicken and then you come out.
Oh,
and
that's a
dance
Black
on the
Hawk
table.
joke, by the way. I just want to let you all know that that's a Black Hawk joke.
Is it?
That's the kind of joke that he comes out of his mouth.
You've been around so long that you're starting to get his joke.
That's right.
That's
no,
fun.
fellas. I appreciate y'all letting me call you in there, Snake. I'll let you finish up strong. So you need anything, give me a call back. All right.
I mean, it's just like always. You leave, and I have to finish strong.
That's right, man. Just don't forget to finish. All right.
Hey, I never forget to finish. I might change it, but I don't forget it.
Hey, maybe we can Black Hawk, maybe we can get you on the podcast at some point if you got some free time.
I love that.
Well, you just had me, feller. I thought it was
no, we want to get you in person here.
Man, I tell you what, that sounds like a pretty good time. You know what would be real cool, man, if you got me and him looking at each other talking smack. That'd be a good time.
Let's do that. Let's do that too.
Of course, after the day, y'all might not want him back. I don't know.
Jeb, come on now. You don't want me to hurt you.
He's been a pretty good guy up here. He's been cool, pretty cool up until we called you, and then the show went to hell.
I think the show got better.
Oh, it got good. So we can get both of y'all in here. That would be awesome.
That would 20 people badass.
We got to get 20 people to watch us in, right?
Yeah, we might get 20.
That's right, man.
We might get 30.
It's always about the replay. It ain't about the live feed, right?
You got to
Exactly.
figure if Jeb can get his wife and his kids, all 20 of them, and then all the horses and the sheep and the cattle and the pigs to watch. I mean, you get some numbers.
All the members of Southern Uncomfort. What is it?
Southern Discomfort.
All right, I'm done with this podcast.
Southern Discomfort.
Come on now.
I got a
Southern
joke.
Discomfort. Uncomfortable. Southern Uncomfortable.
What is Southern Uncomfortable?
I got a joke to come in. This is about Jeb, so I want him to hear this. Jeb comes in his house one night carrying a sheep, right? He looks at his wife and said, "This is the pig I've been fucking." His wife goes, "That's a sheep." He goes, "Shut up, I'm talking to the goat."
Oh wow! She's gonna roll your fingers up in that door. Now.
Yep. On second thought, I think I'll come on to your podcast, bro.
Yay!
Yeah.
We always try to get Sean to piss off the wrestlers so they can come up here and beat the shit out of him.
I mean, he's only offended because it was a dog, not a goat.
That's true.
crazy.
Yeah, fellas, I'd be more than happy to come out there and hang out with y'all.
Awesome.
Yeah, I'll have to shoot you a date.
We'll make
soon.
that happen. We appreciate you
You
calling
got it,
in, man. Thank you so much.
Thanks for having me. I'll talk to y'all later.
All right, bye-bye.
Yes, sir.
That was pretty awesome. That was pretty fun.
Jebediah Blackhawk.
I'm gonna tell you right now, man. If you ask anybody, Layla Gray's rode with us. Damone has rode in a car with us to shows and stuff, and they'll all tell you, man. All we do is crack people up the whole time because we just pick at each other the whole time.
Yeah, that Layla Gray's she's a good wrestler.
Yeah, she is.
We've seen her
good. I'm sorry, it wasn't Layla Gray that rode with us. It was Tiffany Nieves.
Oh yeah, we've met her down at UCW down there too. So she's pretty cool too.
Yeah, she's rode with us with Damone and her, and then Kripke's went on road trips with us and a couple other people, and they all always enjoy our road trips because all we do is cut up in the car.
We've actually been on here about 2 hours, guys. At this point of the podcast, it goes by pretty fast, don't it?
Yeah,
Everybody
it
tells
does.
us
Yeah,
that.
it feels
Everybody
like,
get to having fun and bullshitting and
then
stuff.
as soon as it hits that, you're like, it's already been 2 hours?
Yeah, right.
So at this point of the podcast, I'll let everybody say their closing remarks. And Sean, you can go first.
All right. Snake Williams, it's always a pleasure. I have followed your career for a while. I may not watch OVW, but I have watched your stuff. I've been to a couple of shows when you were in Lawrenceburg. I didn't really know too much. I just seen the shows and then left. I didn't try to meet none of the wrestlers, so that was my doing. You're a very straightforward kind of individual, and I do respect that about you. We do appreciate you coming on. Everybody that was in the comments, everybody, Jeb for calling in. Everybody else, stay nice. I always look at the camera.
Yeah, you're not supposed to look at the camera.
Yeah, go
I do.
go Johnny.
I just
Superfly,
want to-
Johnny
I
Lee.
just want to say thank y'all for the championship belt that y'all had made for me. I want to thank everyone that's commented. I want to thank Jebediah for calling in. You've been awesome, brother. Snake Williams, been watching your career since you've been to OVW.
Appreciate it.
You're an awesome host, Andy.
Thank you. Kiss my
John.
ass a little bit more, Johnny. Got to kiss my ass.
Andy is
Yeah,
such
you
a
gotta
great,
You gotta earn next week's spot.
That's right. Andy's such a great host that there ain't no other podcast that's better than AI Sky Andy.
Say something good about my hair.
No,
Your
God.
hair is such a silverhawk right there. You got that good fro going on, and Agent
Fro.
Commando likes it.
Thank you so much, Sean, Johnny. That's I called you
And
Sean.
Sean, you're a great guy that's supposed to be Wrestlecyclopedia. You should watch some OVW.
You should
Like
watch
you're
some
all the
OVW.
time.
We
I mean, it's called YouTube.
we count on you to watch OVW and know about this stuff, and you did do your homework on watching the whole wrestler thing, and I appreciate that.
Well, somebody had to do it.
I know, right?
I'm watching wrestlers on Netflix. Somebody had to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
So
you
Snake,
didn't do it.
Snake, it's your turn now. You say whatever you want, do whatever you want. If you want to beat up Johnny or Sean, go ahead. I'm
I
off
nominate
limits
Johnny.
because I need to like be able to run
Okay,
this
well,
stuff. Okay.
first of all, I don't beat people up unless you pay me. Okay.
And we know we ain't got no damn money around here.
No, guys, I wanna thank y'all for having me on, man. It was a blast. It did. It went by pretty quick, man.
Yeah,
I was like, man, what are we gonna talk about for 2 hours? But
Yeah.
it went by pretty quick, man. It's definitely a stroll back to memory lane, man. Watching some of these old matches on this screen, dude, it's just crazy. But I just want to say, to everybody out there, thanks for listening, man. Thanks for watching me. If you're fans of me, I appreciate it. The Netflix series is on Netflix right now. Wrestlers, go check it out, man. I'm telling you right now, it's a great series, man. I wouldn't be surprised if we didn't win some awards for that show. I mean, it's really, really good. If you want to buy any of my merch, you can go to shopovw.com.
Okay.
I've got a couple, 2-3 shirts on there. They're in the process of putting the classic Southern Discomfort shirt on there too, because we got a lot of comments from people from the show that like the shirts, so we wanted to put them out there for people to be able to get to. So they're working on getting those on the website. They're supposed to be up here in the next day or so. If you want to follow me on Facebook, bad thing about Facebook is you can't look me up under Snake Williams Jr. I mean, I guess you could, but my name on there is Nate Steele, which was my wrestling name before, because Facebook, in all their wisdom, will not let you put the name Snake on there.
Really?
It won't let me. So I'm in the process of trying to contact them to see if I can get that changed.
Good luck. You can
check
make a
me out on
page. I
there.
think you can make a page.
Check me out on TikTok. I'm on TikTok.
Okay.
I put a lot of, I'm not on TikTok as much as I am on Facebook, but I try to put content out, especially when shows are coming up and stuff like that. I try to push it on there and everything. So, you can find me on there. You can come every Thursday night, OVW, down to the Davis Arena.
Oh, yeah.
Old
Everybody
Shep
should
Road.
do that.
Come out and check out the show, man.
Y'all are on
telling
TV,
you.
too. Where can we find y'all on TV at?
WBNA locally in Louisville. I know they're on other channels like around Kentucky and stuff. I'm
Channel
not exactly
5,
Channel
every
5.
Thursday.
Okay, and we're also on Fight TV.
Fight TV.
And Fight TV is free to watch us. All you got to do is sign up for a free account. You don't have to pay. You don't have to put the credit card in. But you can, and then you can watch the show live. You can watch both hours live.
Okay.
Because we actually do 2 hours, and I'm not sure. I know it used to be that 1 hour was on Fight, or both hours was on Fight, but one was on Fight and the other one was live.
So Fight, you can watch it live, 2 hours live every Thursday.
Yes.
And what time is that?
7 o'clock.
7
Eastern.
o'clock. Okay, cool. That's
And
cool.
7
you can
o'clock
also
each.
Maybe
check
we'll
it-
start watching that sometimes.
And you can catch it on Channel 5 every Saturday or
Yes.
Sunday at around 1 a.m.
We'll download the Fight app, and sometimes we used to watch AEW all the time, like during the podcast because it comes on Wednesday. But we've been doing a lot of shows on Thursdays, so maybe we'll watch you guys while we do the lives on Thursdays when we go on Thursdays.
Also, I'd like to, if y'all can, hold on, I'm losing my train of thought because I was watching this match.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
IPW. Me and Jeb, especially me, we do a lot of stuff with IPW. It's Indiana Powerhouse Pro Wrestling.
Indiana
It's out of-
Powerhouse Wrestling.
It's at the Delaware County Fairgrounds in Indiana. Delaware County Fairgrounds is in where's that at? Lord's. What am I thinking? I just had it in my mind.
Delaware County Fairgrounds.
Yeah, in Indiana. If you Google Delaware County Fairgrounds, it'll tell you exactly what city.
When's y'all's next show at that?
October 14th is their next show.
Okay.
I don't know that I'll be on that because I think that one might coincide with the movie release of the Harvester.
Oh, okay, that's right. Yeah.
So I don't know if I'll be at that one. I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I gotta look into that. And that's another thing, man. October either 13th or 14th is when I think the Harvester, the first Harvest movie, is gonna drop. That I'm in. So
You got a bunch of
definitely
shit
check
going
that
on
out.
there.
Yeah. Definitely check that out, man. That's gonna be pretty cool to watch, man. I can't wait to see that myself. We have a pretty good. We have a couple pretty good scenes in that movie. So
Awesome.
But I appreciate y'all having me on, man.
No,
I
we
really
appreciate
do.
you coming on because we've
brother.
been trying to get OVW guys to come on. We've had Jake
Jake
Cloyd on, and we have you on, and hopefully we'll have more OVW guys on the show. It's just the whole like y'all being in Louisville and us being in Lexington kind of thing. It's we don't get to get up there to see you guys as much as we want to, but we're definitely fans. And the Wrestlers.
And I do watch OVW
The
every
net-
time it comes on.
The Netflix show, The Wrestlers, is on Netflix, guys. It's an original series by Netflix, and
It's a docu-series.
It's a docu-series. Go over there and check out. They have 7 episodes. I'm sure y'all
It's
have
very informative,
second season at some point, probably. Go check it out, guys. You will definitely get invested in the characters and the people that are on that show. You'll definitely get it. You'll watch it. If you watch it once, you're going to watch it at least twice,
Because it
2 or
gives
3
you an
times.
in-depth look into OVW.
Like I said, man, a lot of people that I've
Yeah.
talked to that's watched it loved it, and they've watched it more than once.
Yeah,
and,
especially if you're in Kentucky, don't miss this, guys. This is just Kentucky people. That's a homegrown OVW product, and fall in love with these wrestlers. These guys are out there putting their lives and their careers online. They're out there putting on these shows, and they're giving it 110%. And you guys check them out. Go over to the Nice Guy Indie Podcast on Facebook, YouTube. We're on Twitch. Give us a like, subscribe to us, comment, share, comment on our comments. Watch our product over there. Watch our content that we put on over there. We're gonna have some new skits coming out on YouTube pretty soon. Me and Johnny's got some things in the works, and we're gonna go over to Bobby Blade's YouTube channel and check out Bobby Blade. Oh, by the way, Appalachian Mountain Wrestling is having Bluegrass Brawl this week, this Saturday in Pikeville.
Yep.
Pikeville.
Mullins,
those guys,
I got family in Pikeville.
you got to go down there and check out Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, guys. These guys are putting on hell of a shows. They always pack they usually do it in a high school or elementary school or something. They're always packing the house, and a lot of the proceeds, Kyle Maggard will donate a lot of the proceeds to the matches to the schools that they're in. So it helps the communities down there, guys. So, and if you're not having fun,
you ain't getting none.
Damn Skippy.
Yeah. Check out The Wrestlers on Netflix and give it a like.
You'll definitely love it. Trust me.
Damn
Nice Guy Andy Podcast. Skullface Records Radio.
Ooh, yeah! That ain't what your mama said.
If he keeps popping off at the mouth, I'm gonna be his daddy.
What's the Nice Guy Andy Podcast?
So those were expensive shoes. You know, that's not even custom made.
This is the Zodiac, and I'm telling you now, meditate, elevate, and dominate. Do it with the Nice Guy Indie Podcast. Anyways, you guys go on your little rinky-dink bullshit podcast.
We out.